Attorney Better has a number of items as well.
Mr. Better.
Thank you, Judge.
Honestly, go fuck yourself, sir. You don't say that, okay? You don't lose a trial where a jury acquits someone and finds them overwhelmingly not guilty and say, I gave my sincere obligation to look into this, and I'm telling you all I saw was she's guilty. Again, respectfully, go fuck yourself.
Swear again like that. That was, no, I mean, whatever. That was, I shouldn't have done that.
A few moments later.
You, as a prosecutor, have got to be out of your fucking mind.
Nose.
Dude, Jimmy, look at those ears.
The ears don't bother me as much.
No, I don't trust a man. I don't trust a man with a lobe like that. No,
really,
not a fucking chance.
The mouth is butthole to me.
Very thin, paper thin.
The nose.
Oh, the nose.
The brows.
Well, listen, I will tell you though, I kind of like a fucked up nose on a guy.
I like a big old honker. I like a big nose.
Old nose. Give me that big bitch. You know,
yeah.
Like, I'm into it.
Come over here, cluck cluck.
Yeah.
I see some chickens that went moving on up in my biz, cluck cluck. You gotta be with the kids, the kids, the kids, the kids, the kids, kids.
And I go, oop, clutch, clench, kegel. We did it all. And I go, oh, and what happened? And they go, well, we just got 4,000 plus pages, bitch. And I said, stop it. Show me it. Take me to Unimpound Town immediately, if not sooner. So what happens?
The bitch is here.
Why are you at a football game? Are you a Fonz correspondent?
Well, no, because it's only for men over 30. Okay? Have a great night, boys. Fuck off.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
Hey, Blues Clues, motherfucker.
Hello, lovies. Happy Saturday. It is January 31st, 2026, and we've made it, babes. By the skin of our teeth, we have made it to the end of January. What a rocky month. It is my birth month. So Capricorn pride. Hi. And we turned 40. We had all the hearings that could have been this month. We've had our Patriots make their way to the Super Bowl, clinch an AFC championship, and some drama along the way. And the drama was me. I'm the problem. It's me. Is that what I'm saying today? Yeah, I think I am. So, while we start, before we get going, because we're going to go over Mr. Battereau from yesterday, his incredible hearing, and the mind-blowing things that went on, right? I was like, oh, Judge, hello, hi, how is this happening? We'll go through it in real time together. And then I wanted to go over the filing from Mathew Farwell in the Sandra Birchmore case for his motion to dismiss. And it is a technicality. And this is going to be something that I really would like to discuss with Mr. Battereau tomorrow morning at Sunday service. So without further ado, babes, let's get into a year of positive thinking. Let us be positive. Woo, she's been reading. She's a reader. Okay. Okay, here we go. Today's January 31st, and we are doing the practice of gratitude. Gratitude shapes how you experience life. It's easy to be grateful when everything goes as planned, but if you can be grateful even when the shit hits the fan, then you will feel the most profound impacts of gratitude. Gratitude doesn't take away pain or sadness, but it does allow you to shift your focus towards what you can control. Being grateful is a practice, and like any practice, it gets deeper and richer with commitment and discipline. Having a committed daily gratitude practice will make you happier and a whole lot more empathetic. What are you grateful for right now? Write down 3 positive experiences that you've had today. All right, I'm going to do it. 3 positive experiences that I had today. And my lovies. Stream. Then it says, challenge yourself to write a short gratitude list every night for the next 10 days. At the end of the 10 days, share your gratitude lists with 3 people close to you. Want to do it with each other? You guys want to share it with me in 10 days? We'll do a, so that'll be the 9th, February 9th. Let us share with each other. That's very cute. And at the end of the 10 days, share your gratitude list with 3 people close to you. Notice the impact that this extended practice has on your life. Well, thank you. Thank you, Book of Positive Thinking. I shall do. My 3 things that I said I was grateful for today was, so far, experiences wise, I woke up, grateful for that. I went to go see my cousin, and I'm having a lovely stream right now. So like, those are 3 specific experiences that I am very thankful for today. Oh, I love this. Kim's Ladybug says, my 2 granddaughters, a clean kitchen and food to eat. I love that. Oh, and Larry only has a gratitude list. It's legendary. I would imagine that, La. Oh, great. Oh, look at this. And Amy Denny says, hello, 80 degrees right now in San Diego. Oh my gosh. Loving this unusual winter weather. Amy, we are not experiencing that, Lovey. We are experiencing frigid cold. These, the Carolinas are also receiving like heavy snow. And that's wild. It is very unusual though. Oh, I made the gratitude list. And then it's so cold in Scotland. Same for you, Nicola. Yeah, it is frigid. So hopefully February will be better. I'm looking forward to a beginning of a new month. And before we get into Mr. Betterose, I have everything all queued up, guys. I just did want to do one last clarification. I might break out in hives. But I just want to, I guess, talk to everyone instead of just talking to members only or doing whatever, because then I think maybe it will be misconstrued or things can be taken out of context. So when I did a live the other day, that was what, Saturday? No, today is Saturday. So whatever day I did my last live, I had reacted to something that was said on a different stream by a small creator. And I got triggered by it. Like I was kind of offended because there was speculation about my personal life. And that's like not necessarily something that I'm comfortable with. But I have to be, I guess, right? So when I said on that stream after the speculation or the comments were made about like, oh, look at her, she's sitting in a kitchen table with a guy that's not her husband, and this is her boyfriend. Like it sent me like it sent me. So and that's not about anybody else. That's like myself. And I was like, by somebody saying that like I'm getting a divorce is like making me feel like I'm doing something wrong. And I didn't. One sec. So everything's all done, guys. Like, everything is all set. Everything has all been settled before I even had a members only. Everything was finalized. So, like, everything is done, and I don't talk about things until they're all, like, till I've had my whole, like, I've gone through everything, and then I can talk about it. And that's how I deal with things. And I have since I was a kid. I'm not good at talking about things while they're happening. And I just didn't want there to be any confusion. And I didn't want anybody to feel like I wasn't being upfront or honest with you. It's just I always keep certain things, like, not out in public, or it's not front facing. And I was trying to be vulnerable and, like, help anybody else who may be going through it or who had felt the same way I had. And and that's like years and years of stuff. Doesn't just come overnight. So that's all. I just wanted to clarify. And I'm just me, and I'm navigating the best that I can through a lot of news and a lot of firsts in my life and a lot of changes. And I'm just doing the best job I can. So if I could have a little grace, and if I can't, I get that too. If you don't want to be here, or if you think differently of me, that's totally fine. I'm cool with it. But I'm just giving you what I felt like I needed to say, I think, just in a public way to you. Because people will talk about it other times, like you'll see it, like, in chats or whatever, and that nobody can control. No one can control what happens in their chat. So it's just I'm feeling feelings. I'm feeling a lot of feelings, and I'm going through it. And I'm only human, and I know who I am, and I know who you are. And I thank you for helping me out and showing up for me. And I had a conversation actually yesterday. Like, I don't know, probably shouldn't talk about it, but, like, there is a really interesting part if you let your guard down sometimes, and sometimes you shouldn't, because you don't want to, or you're afraid that, like, somebody will hurt you or use things that you say or that you're vulnerable about. But I had a nice conversation with Jess yesterday, and it was helpful, and I felt better afterwards. And she had said, like, that she had been through similar things, and it's just like, you're not alone, but sometimes when you're going through it, you feel very, like, very alone with what you're feeling. You feel like, oh, like, it only happened to you, or you're trying to keep it together for everyone else all the time. Yeah. So that's it. Sorry. Oh my God, I'm a nightmare. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Trust is love. I don't want you to cry with me. Diet Coke does solve it all. Mark Cunningham, Diet Coke does solve it all. Just get it. Just have a breath, deep breath it, and have a little Diet Coke. A DC will set you free. Babes, it's going to be we're going to have, like, a great February. Going to have a great 2026. It's just, like, I feel like it's like shedding. I don't know if this even makes sense, but, like, if it's the year of the snake is coming to an end, people are like, you're going to feel like you're hitting a wall, or like you've gotten, like, you've had to shed everything that no longer serves you. And I just have to keep going. And that's all I can do, is just keep going, And I'm good at that. I'm really good at that. At pushing forward. But sometimes it's okay to not be okay, right? Like just not have all the answers. I don't. I have no idea what I'm doing. None. I'm navigating this for the first time. I'm trying to still have, like, I still have my job, my kids, my life, and and it's all new because this hasn't been my life for, the 19 years prior. And, I'm trying my best. And I think we're all doing our best. And that's all you can do. And I'm just finding my footing and finding myself in things. And that's all. And it matters to me that if I can be open and if I can talk about it, although I have like my own kind of fear of that. If I speak of things, it makes me, I have a fear. I don't know why. Because I don't think I've put anything out like that in the public. And it's scary, but I think there's a lot of people that maybe understand it too. So I don't know. LML Bunny says, I've been there. It's not easy for anyone. Yeah. And even when it's all done, like everything is done, there is nothing that needs to be done. It's all done. But like, I feel like there's still a like stigma on women specifically. And I don't know how, to not take it personally. And I know I have a thick enough skin about a lot of things, right? You could talk about how I look or how much I weigh or whatever. But when it's my family, and just a reminder that our former Mr. Nurse Kim, like we were together since we were 19 years old. It's my father. He's the father of my kids. That's my family. And I won't say a damn thing. You know what I mean? Like I just wanted that to be all good for my girls. But I also want to be happy. So, oh God, Kim, get a life. Oh, get a life. Okay. Oh, I'm done. Okay, well, maybe she should go on, put her off this camera for a minute. Oh, I hate it. Oh. Oh. Okay. One more Diet Coke, one more sippies. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you very much. And it's not like, I don't know if it's brave. It's just like finding being okay in me, right? Like I'm okay with me. I know who I am. And that's all. And I think that I want to let everyone know that, like, if you are going or you've gone through the same thing, that like, I get you. I see you. I get you. And to not be afraid, because I'll walk through it. I'll walk through it first. You can, but on the other side, I'm not sad. Like it's done. I'm not sad. I'm just sad because of, like, I think that anybody looks at your family and your kids and you would do anything for your kids. And you did things for your kids for a lot of years. And it's okay, though, that when you have to make a different decision, they're going to still be okay, you know? So that's all. Everyone is okay. I'm okay. I'm just a little wackadoo right now, but I am okay. And thank you for listening. I'm sorry. I apologize. I know. Mel, I know. Everything that I feel like I do is for those girls. But I also want those girls to know that they can do it. And that they don't have to. They don't have to stay. You know? Okay. So, all right. So that's good. We're good. I've taken up enough time. So yesterday was wild. And Mr. Betterow was everything. He is the man, the myth, the legend. I am so impressed by him. And I feel like this judge is terrible. Like, I feel like we're going back down the rabbit hole, guys, and it makes me very concerned. I hate it. I know I can't talk like this tomorrow, so I wanted to go over with us tonight because Mr. Betterow needs me to ask very, very appropriate questions, and I can't have opinions like we're going to have today, okay? And thank you very much. Thank you very much to everybody. I appreciate you. Oh, Vicky, that's a lie. And I love you, though. That is so sweet. Look at this. I've got like a whole entire, my eyes have been puffed. I have been puffed out in the eye department. I'm like, can you enough, ma'am? You know, but this too shall pass. We are in a season of transition. Okay. So let me put up the incredible Kenny Bodden. And no, Linda and Kenny were at this actual hearing, and they had the best, in my opinion, video from Justice Served. And I'm going to put it up and we're going to watch. Look, are you kidding me? Stop it. Look at him. If this doesn't bring joy, okay, pull it together, Kimberly. Look at him. Look at Mr. Betterow. He's going to talk to us. And look at, who is this? I'm sorry, Mr. Slicked Back Hair 1958. What are we going to a sock hop after this? Do you have a leather jacket in your locker? I don't know. Tell me everything.
Former judge of unethical behavior, and he has a personal interest, understandably so, in defending himself against that. And in any matter in which her credibility becomes an issue as she testifies in a trial, he has an interest in discrediting her, which may be very different from the Commonwealth's interest, which I'll get into as to why that may be. But the point is, calling her an alleged victim and that there is a conflict because of her allegations against me, merely being a witness in a case in which she may testify, as the difference which somehow makes his personal interest acting both as a criminal prosecutor while serving as a civil defendant and potentially cross-examining your civil accuser and your lead detective is a civil co-defendant who has also been accused of misconduct, undermines the public confidence.
Pause it. Oh, I'm sorry. Hello. Oh, Mr. Bradle. Sorry. Let me push it a little further because I don't
In the
do dirty. All right. Oh, there he is. Are you shitting me? Okay. We got the three boys looking dapper as hell. Aidan got his hair cut. You can see it. Okay. Our silver fox, Tim Bradle. And also, what kind of camera is this? What do we got? Is this an iPhone 17? I want the deets. I need the deets from Justice Serve because this is everything. And these, did they call each other? Did the boys coordinate? Because they are looking sharp. They look coordinated.
That a prosecutor could have a personal interest. The bottom line, Your Honor, the difference between witness and alleged victim is a distinction without a difference if the prosecutor has a personal interest which could significantly impact his representation of a party in the case. That's the Rule 1.7 issue. Now,
1.7.
Mr. Cosgrove has replied.
Hi,
that we're not
everyone.
gonna
Hi,
call
Will.
Ms.
Hi,
Gaetani
Irving.
as a witness, and that
Hi,
certainly
Lauren.
is right
Dina.
for the time being anyway, as the prosecutor for the Commonwealth. But the defense may very
Who
well
else do I see?
call her. Her credibility will be an issue, obviously, if she testifies in this case. At that point, having a prosecutor who has been accused of misconduct, who is named as a civil defendant, attacking her credibility and attempting to defend the credibility of other witnesses whose credibility could be impeached by Ms. Gaetani is a problem.
It is.
It's a problem because the jury would have a right to know what the prosecutor's interests may be. It's not. That's a decision that has to be made by a disinterested prosecutor.
What if you got someone else to prosecute?
That may or may not solve the problem. Certainly, it would with the direct examination of her.
She's not going to.
Did everyone see? Did everyone see Tim Bradle's face? He does. No one. No, it wouldn't. Meanwhile, Mr. Bettero's like, oh, are you going to continue to ask me questions in the midst of my argument that I have prepared, my oral argument? Good sir. Oh, okay.
Caller, he's made that clear.
I understand that. What I'm suggesting to the court is we may very well do that.
And you may, and you'd have to get permission from the court to do that because you'd have to show me that it's relevant, but that's another issue down the road.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, respectfully, why it may be relevant beyond just the substance of her testimony.
Yeah.
Mr. Cosgrove addressed the substance of her testimony as it relates to the allegations against Mr. Kearney. She also may very well be a witness who can expose bias of other important prosecution witnesses, who could expose conduct on behalf of some of those important prosecution witnesses, conduct which is not at all consistent.
Well, let's get to the number, all right? Because I've read all your materials, so you don't need to repeat the argument to me. Look,
But that's my argument.
as I understand the issue here, Ms. Gaetani, that's the correct pronunciation, is it not? Ms. Gaetani has an interaction with Special Prosecutor Mellon in December, I think the 24th, was it, or the 23rd?
Something like that.
Of 2023.
Mhm.
It's around that time that she's alleged to have some interaction with Ms. McCabe. Is that correct?
Oh.
Amongst other times, yeah.
Oh.
Around that time, is my understanding, based on the evidence you presented me, around that time, Ms. McCabe urges her to go to the grand jury, do the right thing, go to the grand jury, something along those lines. Right? Is that correct?
In substance, but I think it's interpretational and the witness might expand it.
I understand. All that's occurred 6 months after the events that are in play here. So the relevance of those events is only as to the credibility, potentially, of Ms. McCabe. Now, you might be able to get into that. You might be able to even confront Ms. McCabe. But then you're going to have to raise an issue of whether or not you get into a trial within the trial, so to speak, the extrinsic evidence rule, which takes us to whether or not she is even going to be a witness to talk about potential bias after the fact. This is after the fact bias.
Yes.
On an issue which, frankly, I'm struggling with a little bit because
Oh.
nobody contests the acts here.
No one can
Right.
text the acts.
Mr. Kearney is a citizen journalist, sort of a new breed of journalist, correct? He presents to this court that all of his activities are fully protected under the First Amendment. It's a very reasonable argument. Okay. Mr. Cosgrove says different. He says this is witness intimidation. The motivation of Ms. McCabe to his acts is tangential by and large, is it not?
Judge,
I know she's going to testify, yes, I was intimidated. But the main factor here is the nature of the comment which is recorded, made voluntarily and recorded. Now, you are correct. There's an excellent argument to be made, perhaps, that Gaetani and Genduso and McCabe may have all had some idea that they were going to get together and get his bail revoked. But that's not what this trial's about. This trial's about what happened 6 months before. So you got to draw me to the relevance of that.
Her bias and motive against him, whether before, during, or after, I would suggest is certainly relevant. Moreover, it's
But
not.
it's all after.
It's not. Judge, you mentioned a moment ago about the fact that she's going to come in and say, I felt intimidated or I was emotionally harmed. I think we would all agree that would be relevant about what the impact that these horrible allegations had on her. There will be evidence through electronic communications between Gaetani and McCabe, which Gaetani may very well have to authenticate as a witness.
Oh, Jesus.
Frankly, we don't assume or take any guess what Miss McCabe will say, where shortly after Mr. Kearney was released from jail, from what Your Honor just spoke about, where Miss McCabe recruited Miss Gaetani and orchestrated surveilling him from various police stations and to other locations,
Woo-hoo!
joking about going on a stakeout. In other words, conduct not consistent with her being intimidated.
Correct.
Those actions will also corroborate.
The intimidation doesn't have to last forever. The intimidation, we're only trying one slice at a time. That's the bedrock of any criminal offense.
Of course.
Well, isn't that interesting? The intimidation doesn't have to last forever. How long does it have to last, Lovies? What is this Massachusetts statute that has been weaponized against Aidan that he allegedly intimidated witnesses, i.e. Jennifer McCabe, at the lacrosse game, right? But if you look at the video and you see her smiling and interacting and never once saying, leave me alone, never once asking for any witness in like a change in testimony, never once asking for promises, inducements, or extortions. So how long does said act of intimidation have to occur? What's that window? I don't know. Because Aidan wasn't allowed to be in the courtroom because of the witness intimidation during each trial of certain witnesses. So are you saying that it wasn't occurring then? Help me.
We're not trying his entire life. We're trying that moment.
But these are
What
questions
moment?
that have to be posed to Miss McCabe, and she'll have and should be forced to answer them and explain them.
I don't
Amen.
necessarily disagree with that.
Okay, so the point is, we don't know what Miss McCabe will say. We know based upon messages that we've seen, which would need to be authenticated, presumably what Miss Gaetani will say about these issues.
Which seems to move with time from poll to poll, correct?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, it seems like her allegiances have changed as this case has developed.
She is, without question, a unique witness, which raises another interesting point, which could lead to the.
Oh, her allegiances have changed. Levies, I want you to rattle your brains, okay? Because I know most of you have an elephant brain like your handy dandy teary nurse Kim today, okay? Pull it together, Waylon. You have elephant brains like me. Have you ever heard a judge say about a fact witness, the actual state's key star witness, that she changed her allegiances? I said, Jesus Christ. I said, oh, tiny Mary, tiny Jesus in the boom. Are you hearing this? Also, how do you know? Are you watching are you on Twitter? Have you logged in? Because yes, you would know from filings that she is being utilized in both filings. But how would you know one's allegiance? Oh.
Possible conflict with Mr. Cosgrove. She is a former prosecution witness. There's no question. She testified in grand jury. She testified at a trial called and vouched for by Mr. Cosgrove.
Quite enthusiastic, as I understand.
I believe so, Judge.
Enthusiastic.
No question. And at that point, they had no problem with Ms. Gaetani. But at this point, she's now sued Mr. Cosgrove. She has sued Tully. She has threatened to sue or sent a demand letter to the DA's office, and when that happened, Mr. Cosgrove said, I have a conflict with her because he has a personal interest in seeing her discredited. And I'm going back to what I first started with, Your Honor. The issue is not because she's an alleged victim. She's a potential witness in this case, and the prosecutor has a personal interest.
What's up on that ceiling, babe?
Discredited. And the critical part comes in the argument to the jury at the end of the trial. When McCabe has testified, it's in Mr. Cosgrove's personal interest that she be credited, Gaetani not be credited. When Tully testifies, it's the same exercise. He's a co-defendant of his.
What's Tully going to testify to?
What is Tully going to testify? We're not calling Tully.
Mr. Cosgrove, what's Tully going to testify to? Is he even a witness?
Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. That's grand. Look at Mr. Bettero's hand. He is like, he goes, I'm sorry. What are we doing? Who is this? Am I being punked? That's what Mr. Bettero thought right in that moment. We're going to, oh, no, we're not doing that, Biz. We're just going to go to playback speed 1.25 because Cossie is slow.
Determination as to whether I'm going to call, whether I need to call.
Oh, he doesn't need to call.
It seems to me that
the investigator.
Videos, which Mr. Kearney.
Why would he need to?
Itself a public documents, statements, and actions that pretty much self-authenticate. I'm not sure.
Well, I think you may have to make a choice here fairly quick if we're going to deal with this issue. But continue.
Look, the bottom line is Detective Lieutenant Tully is the lead investigator on this matter. Now, that doesn't obligate the Commonwealth to call him, but he is the driving force behind this. He built the investigation.
Yeah.
He got the search warrant.
This is not your classic whodunit.
No.
This is not the investigation where they find evidence on the scene, they develop the evidence on the scene, they trace the suspects, they get phone downloads, they do this, that, the other. This is a very unique set of facts.
Very.
Where the defendant recorded himself
Get rid of it.
and then voluntarily broadcast his actions to the world at large. So the investigation essentially is press record. And then
So, do you think that Aidan was doing anything illegal when he was in public places and not that were federally or religiously exempt, i.e. Don Lemon, guys? Okay, Don Lemon was in a church. That is, you have a religious exemption for that. Like, you are not supposed to, like, you have a right to worship, and the freedom of press kind of, there are rules around that. Okay. Aidan, lacrosse game, no problem. Rolling rally, no problem. If you don't solicit at my door, no problem. He asked questions that people did not want to answer. In 48 of 50 United States, there are journalist protection in place. There are laws that ensure that you are able to ask people questions in an investigative way that say, hey, what really went on here? I think you're full of shit up to your eyeballs. And that's not a crime. And it's not witness intimidation. You pussies. Sorry.
A jury of his peers, all right, would judge the mores of our society to determine whether or not this is acceptable First Amendment or not acceptable First Amendment.
It is.
The point I'm making, Your Honor, is that Tully.
And I would like the jury of his peers to make that decision. I don't want to make it. I want the jury of his peers to make that decision.
Oh, no.
The point I'm making, Your Honor, is
Look at
on this
Aidan.
issue is that Tully is the lead investigator. And certainly I can only speak from my own experience, perhaps others, that it would be extraordinarily rare not to call.
I don't find that to be accurate in my experience.
I've
seen it happen a number of times.
I've seen it happen.
To my disappointment when I sat over there.
I've seen it happen, and I've taken that from the other side of the table in prosecuting rather than defending, in letting juries know who built the case, what is going on here. But the point,
and fairly pointed out by the defense, you didn't hear from them.
It could be. It may very well be, but that could also lead to the reason why. Okay, the issues surrounding Gaetani's claims that the defense wants to argue they're not calling Tully. Perhaps the jury may be entitled, not asking Your Honor to make evidentiary rulings now, obviously, but the jury may want to know and be entitled to know why isn't the prosecutor calling it, and might it have something to do with what Gaetani alleges. But moving away from Tully to the larger point, It's not even so much the cross-examinations, or other evidence, which I would suggest are improper, being conducted by a prosecutor with a personal interest in favoring certain witnesses over the one that is suing him. It's the summations, it's the argument. If Mr. Cosgrove has an opportunity to cross-examine Ms. Gaetani, assuming he does, as Your Honor noted, maybe he won't, but I would suggest, again, that's a decision to be made by a disinterested prosecutor, not one with a personal interest.
Let's define the personal interest. It is, anybody can bring a lawsuit against anybody, right? You know, the actions that are alleged here by Mr. Cosgrove, and most of them, apparently, frankly, seem to have occurred prior to his arrival in the case. But the actions are alleged were done solely in his role as a special prosecutor. You know, his immunity is almost impenetrable. Correct?
In a legal sense.
This is a legal sense.
No, Your Honor, my point is this. Personal interests don't rise and fall. They're not black and white because you've been sued or not sued. She has publicly and loudly accused a distinguished.
Okay, so Judge was saying right there that Causey has impenetrable immunity because anything that Lindsay Gaetani would be alleging him of, he was in his role as a special prosecutor. How does so you can never so there no one can ever touch someone that is in a special prosecutor position or a judge position. I mean, this immunity shit is really so unbalanced. I don't get it. So you could do whatever the fuck you want to do as long as you were in the role of, because if somebody even says you were corrupt, if somebody can prove that you did not act within your scope, that you made decisions based upon bias, it still doesn't matter. You can never be removed or charged with anything. That's a sword and a shield immediately.
Prosecutor of misconduct that he himself recognized after the lawsuit was filed, with this lawsuit that we're saying has no merit. What did he do? He sought removal because I'm ethically precluded from cross-examining her. It's the same issue.
Well, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure that's what he said, but I'll take that.
Judge, I just want the record to be clear. What he said was, counsel states that a recent conflict of interest has developed, which ethically precludes him from continuing to prosecute matters when Gaetani is an alleged victim or a party, and we talked about whether we use alleged victim or witness as the issue. The point is...
That's not exactly what he said. What he said was...
Yes, I'm not trying to substitute that. We're trying to, in my view, suggest that's a distinction without a difference, because he has been attacked. And when he withdrew from the other case, the lawsuit against him was no better or no worse than it is now. So he didn't make that argument back then to say, this is some garbage lawsuit, I have no real conflict. What he said was, I am ethically precluded.
I take your point. Mr. Cosgrove, you're ethically precluded from one, why aren't you ethically precluded from?
Here we go. Giddy up, babes.
2025 investigation.
For when it's my turn to speak.
I was about to give you a chance to speak. Go ahead, Mr. Federal, let's talk about the 2025 investigation.
Your Honor, can I make one point I didn't get to? We kind of got. It's the summations where the real problem arises here. Because if Gaetani were cross-examined by Mr. Cosgrove, in essence, it is almost a free deposition. It is sworn testimony of her by a litigant against another litigant in a civil matter in which he has the full power of the government cross-examining, which will benefit his personal interest. Then you go to summations. Presumably, his argument will be Gaetani is not believable, Gaetani is not credible, but McCabe is. Now, those are appropriate arguments by most people to make, not him.
Yes.
Because it is in his personal interest, not just as a representative of the Commonwealth. It is in his personal interest that she be discredited. And the jury should know that. Now, I'm not saying that's an appropriate outcome either. The appropriate outcome is that he be removed, because if he's vouching for the credibility, not in a legal sense, but advocating for the jury to adopt Jen McCabe and discredit Lindsay Gaetani, the jury should not be ignorant to the fact that this guy's getting sued and wants her to be discredited. That is not the kind of thing.
He's on a
that the
roll.
public
Let
can
him
have
cook.
confidence in when they find out that the prosecutor who is judging everyone's credibility is discrediting her, crediting another, and it's tantamount to him giving unsworn
This
testimony.
goes back to the issue of relevance we talked about before. And this is where I'm a little bit
Stop interrupting, Mr.
What
Betterow.
he does 6, 8, 10 months after the allegations with regard to McCabe, as I can tell, they occur on 6/6, 9/20, and 7/22. Those are the 3 dates where she's alleged to have been intimidated. So none of the
3
matters
dates.
involving Gaetani develop until perhaps December, right?
Gaetani's, some of her testimony, though, Judge, will corroborate other evidence we have of Jen McCabe's pattern of surveilling Mr. Kearney before he was indicted.
But when?
In 2023, July of 2023. We have documented evidence of her, the intimidated and emotionally harmed witness, contacting Mr. Kearney on social media and alluding to the fact, I know where you are, which is exactly what we're talking about with Gaetani.
That's a fair point to question everyone. No doubt.
Don't know what she's going to say. From our perspective, having seen some of her other testimony and other proceedings, we don't just assume that she's going to be forthright.
Oh, the shade. Oh, the shade, Mr. Betterow. Now, before we let him cook, we're going to let him cook. We're going to let him steam. We're going to let him do all the things. But how interesting is that? Now, let's say, for example, there is something that is said whack out of bounds. All right. Then that could be a mistrial. Then that could be, but double jeopardy would have attached if it was already in the midst of trial. Okay, listen, all I'm just saying is that I don't understand how this moves forward. I don't get it. You're costing the taxpayers money. This is all money, honey, and you're paying it and shoveling shit against a tide when this should have never happened, in my opinion. With all of the arguments that are made, if you have an appearance of a conflict, now we remember, because we are the smartest and the prettiest of all, right? We know that it doesn't actually have to be the conflict. I think that Mr. Betterow lays out 110% why there actually is physical, tangible, like meat and potatoes with a conflict. Never mind the appearance of one. Okay.
And we have a right, she's the star witness of this case.
I may need a little more about that. In terms of, if you want to file something in comment, that's fine.
The final point I'll make, to Your Honor, before you have any other questions, is it's important that we're raising this now. This is well before trial. The prosecution is clearly on notice. I don't know where this may lead to, what else could be discovered. This is a unique case, as you've noted, and evidence is discovered in all kinds of odd ways, believe me, with how these cases proceed and who shares what and those kinds of things. It's critical for us to make this record now, alert the court respectfully, and because if it comes up later after a jury is impaneled, there is a risk of a mistrial, and that will not be our fault. And we think at that point,
Ms. Bader, I have no issue with you making a motion. You need to advocate for your client in any way you think is appropriate. I'm just trying to flesh it out here, so I understand exactly what the issues are. I'm struggling with the relevance issues. You may have to give me more information on that.
I'm not. Gee, was it me? What's happening? I find it very relevant.
Now, if you've got something that's more contemporaneous to the alleged intimidation, I think that's very, very relevant. And we'd have to sort of play out how that would come in and what that form of that happens. So we'll come back to that at some point when you're ready to talk to me about that. But talk to me about this. You motion had 3 parts. Your affidavit had 3 parts. One was the 2024. That's moved because it's already done.
Yes.
The second was this issue. The third was this idea that I could preclude the executive branch from investigating things in 2025. Can you give me some authority which says I have the ability to do that?
it's a unique situation, Your Honor. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that there is a case law roadmap to what's happening, but what's important to recognize here, you've been asking us these questions about how is Gaetani relevant. She is extraordinarily relevant to what we're calling the 2025 investigation, which results in the search warrants for the phones of Karen Reed.
Which are still pending with Judge Crump.
Right. That search warrant.
Still pending.
What if Judge Crump says you can have access to the phones? Then we're going to have much longer issue, correct? Is that going to come into this case?
Well, they're telling us that 2 people are under investigation. I mean, it's hard for us to know, right? I mean, they're attempting allegedly to indict Mr. Kearney and Karen Reed for actions in which they already tried to indict, and the grand jury said no. And now 2 years later, with phones that have been gathering dust, we need to look at these phones, and God knows what we'll find. But the point is, the search warrants in that case are critical, and certainly could relate to evidence used against Mr. Kearney. There are 2 informants in that search warrant. One of them is Lindsay Gaetano, and the affiant of that warrant is Detective Tully. And there are about 10 paragraphs, and I'm paraphrasing, I don't know the exact number, relying on her, and it is loaded with information which she provided them, and we're back to the personal interest of Mr. Cosgrove. So that really was meant to just inform the court that this is a living, breathing issue.
Yes.
I would agree with you that it's a living, breathing issue.
Yes.
It's just not a living, breathing issue over which I have authority.
Fair enough.
When that comes to me, I mean, if it comes to me, I don't know if my special assignment encompasses that. We'll see. But if it comes
Special
to that,
assignment
I
encompasses
can
that.
find nothing which gives me the authority to restrict that activity. Judge Crowe has the authority on the search warrants, and he'll make a decision in due time. But I find nothing which gives me the authority to restrict prospectively an investigation that's being done by the executive branch.
Judge, just before I sit down, and unless the court has any other questions, I just want to correct one last thing. Your Honor had mentioned about the lawsuit being settled. That is not the lawsuit involving Mr. Cosgrove. There's no settlement.
I looked at the docket this morning.
Not with him. That's with other parties to the litigation, is my understanding.
Well, let me clear this up for you.
Oh.
It's, as I said, I have some familiarity with this. I routinely see these motions. It's a very strong motion to dismiss. If that motion is filed and heard, again, an accusation is one thing, but it would seem like there's a little bit more. You have to have some substance to it to actually disqualify. But I'll keep an open mind on it.
Does anyone have anything else?
No, I read other stuff.
Hey, I did want to say, I have questions. I have questions about the hair of these bailiffs. Mass State Police have bald heads. Do men that are bailiffs in the Suffolk court system, must they have a black slick back look? Just asking. Just came to mind.
Anything more?
No, sir.
Mr. Brady,
No, Judge, thank you.
okay. Mr. Kearney, Mr. Cosgrove. If not, if you're conflicted on one case, why are you conflicted on the other? That's the real big question.
Well, I don't think the two necessarily follow, Your Honor. Obviously, before I filed my motion seeking to withdraw in the other case, I would have been a poor attorney indeed if I didn't think about whether it also required me to withdraw in this case.
Yeah.
And the motion to withdraw was, at least I attempted to phrase it quite carefully, to say that I had a conflict because Ms. Kearney was the alleged victim in that case. Not that she was a witness in that case, but that she was the alleged victim. And as we all know, Your Honor, the Commonwealth does not represent the victim. The Commonwealth represents the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Oh, you think?
Nevertheless, it was essentially an argument that I would.
Oh God, we gotta up this. Sorry, guys. All due respect, I need 1.5.
Ms. Kearney, that it seemed to me put me in the impossible position of raising the suggestion that I was going forward to vindicate Ms. Kearney's interests, perhaps to mollify her or to persuade her to withdraw the action against me.
Okay.
That's not the case where she is simply a witness.
You're not persuading her. I love that.
It's better for your own benefit if you try.
But that's a very interesting point, Your Honor. And there's a couple of problems with it. One problem is the practical matter. I don't see how any way that I went about discrediting her testimony in this trial would spill over to the other litigation, because it doesn't seem to me that it would be in any way
Kill cell
relevant
death at this speed.
to the other litigation. I suppose I could adopt the defense theory that everything is relevant to every issue, but I don't see how indicating that Ms. Kearney was not credible.
It's got an army of us.
The investigation of Mr. Kearney here would have any relevance to an accusation that I breached some sort of duty to her by turning over a police report, which is the contention. Also, Your Honor, assuming that this.
And Lovies, I just, with this comment from Peachy Puffy Pants. Oh my God, remember when I did the puffy, okay, never mind, sorry. Oh, remember the Nair incident of 2025? That was a weird time, guys. Love ya. Okay, they're trying to break Aidan's spirit by keeping him on bail and exhausting his bank account. They really don't understand how many of us are behind him. He has all of us. But I do want to say this to you. Can you imagine how exhausted Aidan is? Can you imagine how every time you are threatened by whatever person online, some people that maybe you were close to, some people maybe that you trusted. And now they say on a regular basis that they're going to the police and that they want your bail revoked. And every night you go to bed and you try to put your head on the pillow and all you want is this to be done. All you want is this to be done because look who the fuck is standing in front of us right now. It is a man that is closer to Humpty Dumpty than I have ever seen in human form. He is one fall off a wall to never being put back together again. You know what I'm saying? He looks like a tiny egg that needs to be like, egg crack an egg. I don't know what's happening. There's these little things you can buy in the grocery store and they're egg crackables or whatever. You put it in and you mix it up and then you have it with it's like meat lovers or bacon lovers, whatever. But it's uncrackables. Well, I think that's what
details of it and turned it over to a friend and associate.
Can you see the thing now?
Who actually put the whole report, as I understand it.
Am I here? Are you here?
I don't dispute that I turned that report over as a matter of discovery.
Am I back?
If this case ever develops in Middlesex and comes to fruition, I couldn't possibly dispute that. That's the absolute factual truth. From that point on,
they got me. Oh God, they got me. Am I good?
As to whether I breached some sort of duty
back. Thank you, Dr. Jones.
To Ms. Katani,
Thank you,
under the mistaken belief that I had a Rule 14 obligation to turn this over as the statement.
That was Morrissey in my Wi-Fi. I tried to connect with an Ethernet.
And as bearing on her credibility and her possible bias. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I was wrong legally, but that's not a matter of discrediting her. That's a matter that is purely a question of law. And it's also not a matter of
the circumstance that she's called this, and there's some relevant testimony that you would call her.
Are you going to call her?
She says, well, this is why she, what do we do with that?
I'm not sure what you do with it. Maybe we deal with that with the motion of eliminate to preclude her from mentioning that it's on the target control.
Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Okay, so now what he's saying is he goes, I don't know what to do with that. Oh, you don't? You don't know what to do with that, Causey? Now I don't think that he's like, oh, I would have been a really bad attorney if I didn't think about this. Well, you don't know what to do here. This is a situation in which I don't think many of attorneys or former judges or whatever have been that a current witness is suing you personally. Hello? It's kind of weird. He goes, well, I don't know what to do. Maybe let's make some motions in lemonade. We'll figure it out. I'll put 3 lemons in.
Obviously self-serving in my comments. I'm sure Your Honor, both in his prior career, as I have in mine, and your present position has dealt with the witnesses that are difficult to control.
Typical.
What about the possibility of someone's friend? Is that something realistic?
I didn't quite hear you. Something
What
else
about the possibility of bringing someone in to deal with Ms. Gaetano if she's a witness?
could be done.
Well, it would solve a lot of issues. Fairness, Federal? I mean, you're not contending that the case goes away completely. You're contending that he can't deal with Gaetano.
Unless, Your Honor, I understand what Your Honor is saying, and it sounds at first blush that the idea that if there's some kind of ethical screen, for lack of a better term, that just keeps a separate wall between Mr. Cosgrove and Ms. Gaetani. But if the issue of the lawsuit comes out in any way, whether it goes up,
if he's not the one asking the question, I'd be hard pressed to figure out why the issue of the lawsuit would come up.
it could. Again, I don't know.
But that is my job to control what comes up. But so
Yes.
legally, this is about it not from a witness point, but from a legal point of view. If Mr. Cosgrove is not the one examining the witness, I preclude that evidence because it's really not very relevant. I think no. Right?
Your Honor, I mean, look, it's certainly not for me to suggest what could happen. It's for the court to rule and the prosecutors to figure out.
Okay.
I guess the first question is, why are we having this conversation? Why haven't we done that? Why is this a one-man show when this is a serious issue that there could be parallel?
Well, that's why we have this conversation.
Right.
Ahead of time, as you probably noted.
The other thing, if I could just respond briefly, I don't know if Mr.
I
Costa
think
has
he's not
done
done yet. Just was raised in that one point.
I'll hold it.
That's this barely started, but go ahead.
So it would appear to me what you're saying to me is, if there was a replacement for that issue, that would be false.
I love
I don't
him.
know that it would. It's certainly a much more realistic situation where you could avoid, no question, having Mr. Cosgrove comment on the credibility of Ms.
I
Gaetani.
agree with you. That does happen in trials. Not with some frequency, but it's not unheard of for that to happen.
No, it's not unheard of at all. I mean, there are times, again, where you have a prosecutor who takes a statement of a defendant.
Babes, can I tell you that I don't like a chatty judge? Okay. Is that weird? Because I'm such a chatty bitch. Like, I for whatever reason, I'm like, can you just let him do it? Let him do it. Let him cook. Mr. Betterow knows what he's doing. Mr. Cosgrove is going to hopefully find his way to whatever argument he's on his way to. He's just trotting around there. Little, he doesn't gallop anymore, but he's trotting. And he is trying to get there. But this judge, I mean, Bub, I don't need to hear all of your argument either. Write it in your decision. Thanks. Because I know Mr. Betterow would have given you all this information without you asking.
They have to be a witness. I mean, these kinds of things can happen all the time. But we're also, to be clear, we're dealing with a very rare situation where the witness is a former prosecution witness accusing the prosecutor who she testified for previously of misconduct. Now, if the prosecution and the court approves of that process, wants to have that laid bare, then I suppose it could. But the other problem, just
true, Cal.
Just on this issue, I'm not going to hijack the rest of the argument.
okay,
Just
and
on the issue
I'll
of
hold
replacement.
I had a brief response.
Yeah, but no, he's not done.
Fair enough.
He's responding when he's done.
Yes.
Mr. Cosgrove.
Well, just on that point, I did yet to hear how any comment that I might make on the credibility of Ms. Gaetani's testimony in the case before the court would even come in or be relevant in the Middlesex case or assist me in any way. I'm going to go over to Middlesex Superior Court and
Exactly, K-John.
frankly, I find it hard to believe that I or whoever would be representing me would be brazen enough to say to the judge, I want to talk about all the ways in which my client, Mr. Cosgrove, impeached Ms. Gaetani in a case that has nothing whatsoever to do with the case before the court. There's just not going to be any.
Oh my God, he does the do? No.
We don't even have.
Stop it.
Frankly,
Details matter. Facts matter. Journalism. Guys, I'm going to have to put in, we're getting new, I'm making new, what are these? What do we have? He does the do. I'm making Mountain Dew. Judge do. Are you shitting me? I never trust a judge that drinks Mountain Dew. Stop it.
Ms. Gaetani's now at the point, based on her public statements, where she has faced in so many different directions, that I find it a little difficult to believe that either the Commonwealth or the defense is going to call her in this case. Mr. Counsel has
Got a cough.
carefully said
I'm gonna get him a Ricola.
This may be a contingency that doesn't even arise, but that's sort of the side of it. Let me just take a couple of points. I was going to ask Your Honor to take judicial notice of the pleadings in the Middlesex case and the docket. It appears to have effectively done that, but let me make a more motion on the record for no purpose.
All-time favorite movie is Talladega Nights. He's like, shut up, Chip. I'm all hopped up on shut up, Chip. I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew. Something like a spider monkey. Love it.
I agree. I'll take those into judicial notice in the Worcester Superior Court case.
And one of the interesting, unique things about this alleged conflict of interest, which is a little different from the typical conflict of interest case, at least I haven't found anything precisely on point, and I don't think the defense has either, but maybe they'll prove me wrong in a moment, is the whole operation by which this alleged conflict has come about how the Middlesex case has come about.
Oh, Middlesex. Yeah.
What is it that enables Ms. Kearney to make the claim that she's seeking to make against the Middlesex case? It's that the defendant took the report I gave him as discovery, I gave his counsel as discovery in the other case, publicized it, and then created the harm that Ms. Kearney alleges accrued to her from that publication. In other words, if we're applying a but-for causation to sound like a tort lawyer for a minute, if we take Mr. Kearney's actions out of the whole proceeding, there's no harm whatsoever to Ms. Kearney with my, as I
don't know, babe.
fulfilling my Rule 14 obligation. So Your Honor has the
Oh,
unusual
look it.
situation
Oh, look
here
it.
of a defendant who has been a but-for cause of the alleged crime.
Get my king his notepad. And to see him just rip those pages, your body language tells me everything. We see it all. Aidan's faces are subtitles, but I'll tell you this. This is Mr. Betterow ripping that paper was the SAP. It's for hearing impaired. I am locked the fuck in.
Conflict.
Let's
Seeking
go.
to profit from that conflict by removing the prosecutor of his case, which I think is worth some consideration by the court. What I would love to do now, Your Honor, since the defendant has had the opportunity for a reply brief, which frankly doesn't particularly go to these motions, particularly, but more to the point, the defendant's third reply in support of the motion to disqualify Robert Cosgrove. I'd like to examine that in some detail and take the opportunity to reply to some of his.
Here. That involves another party whose case has been dismissed. The case regarding the defendant and that is gone. That's dismissed. So I don't really know if that's all that relevant. Mr. Better didn't even raise it.
Oh, sorry, guys. A little.
Yeah, I didn't find that anything regarding that particular trooper terribly compelling because I don't understand how he would be part of this case. Fair to say?
You're talking about which trooper?
The trooper whose case was dismissed. Sure.
I'm not talking about the. I'm sorry for interrupting you, Rena. I'm not talking about the motion that they filed with respect to discovery for Mr. Proctor.
Oh, we're dealing with discovery right now. Yeah.
I'm talking about the motion that's captioned third reply in support of motion to disqualify Robert
Paper
Cosgrove.
127.
I don't know.
Oh, he doesn't know. That's what I'm talking. Hey, what I'm talking about, I don't know. Oh, I'm blacked out.
This one here?
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
Let's
127.
show each other our.
Okay,
Hey,
go
you
on here.
want to touch pages later?
The defense begins by complaining that my response envisions my conflict in a vacuum and that it ignores the whole
God bless them.
context, which is basically a preface, Your Honor, for talking about
Who?
everything else
What
that the
case
defense
is this?
happy with about the case,
Who am I?
except issues that are relevant to whether or not I should be disqualified.
I don't know.
There is
I don't know what
page
page.
1 of that motion, the suggestion that Mr. Morrissey recused his office from prosecuting Mr. Kearney due to a conflict created by an investigating journalist who publicly accused the DA's office. I'm not sure that Mr. Morrissey has made statements explaining why he appointed a special prosecutor, but we're going to stand to be corrected, but certainly this is the explanation that might sound most favorable to the defendant, but what does it have to do with disqualifying me? He then talks about accusations.
So everything in here does sound favorable to the defendant. Not quite sure what that has to do with me. And I'm sorry, Special Prosecutor Robert Cosgrove. That would be everything. The answer, final answer, everything. Thank you. $64,000 question.
Against Lieutenant Tully, former Trooper Proctor, and Sergeant Uri Lieutenant. What does that have to do with disqualifying me? He talks about actions by Sergeant Buchanan taken after he left the Norfolk District Attorney's Office in support of a legal civil dispute between Ms. Reed and the alleged victims in this case. That has nothing to do with whether I should be disqualified. We talked about my voluntary withdrawal from the indictments concerning Mr. Tan. If Your Honor would take a look at page 6, where we have bullet points. All right, the first bullet point is absolutely relevant, and that's what we're talking about, that I'm being sued for intentional misconduct by Ms. Katani.
Oh,
We hear that
specifically?
Lieutenant
All of
Tully
it.
is being sued by Ms. Katani. So what? The detective
This gives me a
Tully has
headache.
been sued by Karen Reed. what's that got to do with the price of beans, as they say?
What does that?
There were disciplinary
Oh,
proceedings against
breaks.
Lieutenant Tully.
Oh, I'm sorry. Specially appointed prosecutor Robert Cosgrove. What does it have to do with Karen Reed? Bob, hi. Aidan wouldn't have charges. Your cases would not exist if it were not for Karen Reed's case and being unjustly prosecuted and persecuted by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, which in turn, the Commonwealth has then went after Aidan for being the one who actually bust this case wide open and reported on it for years, bringing the attention that it needed, and the Loveys and the Glarers and the Bodens and the everybody's, right? And attorney Melanie Little's. Everybody has seen what has happened here, and Defense Diaries, all of the legal coverage has used at one point or another Turtle Boy's journalism. And because he asked questions of witnesses, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts continues to weaponize, threaten, and intimidate him in order to stop doing said coverage. If you really look at this, if it's not worth the price of beans, how about this? Put this in your fucking pipe and smoke it. How about the Commonwealth has intimidated Aidan Kearney? And he's a witness. And you've tried to prevent him from continuing to report on a case because of fear of retaliation and imprisonment. Fuck off. My opinion.
Yeah, it might have some relevance on cross, but what has it to do with disqualifying me? Or they weren't disciplinary proceedings against me. We hear that Ms. Reed is suing Sergeant Buchanan. Well, good luck to Ms. Reed. What has it to do to disqualify me in this case? We hear that Buchanan was disciplined. The Proctor's been sued by Ms. Reed. That Proctor has had disparaging text about Ms. Reed. There are two things that the upcoming case should not be about, Your Honor. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice here. Excuse me. One, it should
We
not
needed
be
water.
a trial of the case that has been null plus concerning Ms. Gattani. And two, it should not be a retrial of the Karen Reed case. None of this stuff is relevant. Gattani's testimony will undermine the credibility of Detective Lieutenant Tully and Ms. McCabe, which will subject her to cross-examination.
Absolutely. Even boy, you know.
Let's look.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Minnie. I was
skip ahead in the memorandum. The argument that's been made.
Oh God, Lord help us all.
A little later on in the memorandum, in which
and also with you, keep it going.
She is only now, in the form of either public statements or representations by the defense as to her new position, suggested that this is because Detective Lieutenant Tully tampered with it.
Oh yeah. Stay there. We'll stay here.
By the way, I don't know how she would know that because she was not there during the download of her cell phone and the transfer of it. But at any rate, my response as to what happened to the cell phone occurred before Ms. Gattani made any of these statements whatsoever. I don't know how it can be that
he doesn't know.
Siding with Detective Lieutenant Tully.
Guys, he doesn't know a lot.
Ms. Gattani. I haven't seen an affidavit from Ms. Gattani. I haven't seen anything from Ms. Gattani.
Bet you.
Hearsay,
well,
which is just a representation.
I would think they have one, or could get one.
But let's assume that I do, as they put it, side with Detective Lieutenant Tully in cross-examining Ms. Gattani in a closing argument. What does that have to do with defending my position in the Middlesex case, and how is it relevant, and how would it even be introduced? I have no idea. Let me back up.
Yeah, let's back up.
Couple of other points.
He's got
I want to
Hufflepuff
turn
points.
to
What?
the legal arguments, say a little bit about the law. And I suspect Your Honor has probably already looked at the two cases cited by Mr. Betterow, Commonwealth versus Dunlap, and the other case is named US v. Health, which involves a complicated civil action involving the Church of Scientology and others.
I have no idea,
The first thing
babe.
to say about these cases is they're Pennsylvania cases, not Massachusetts cases. So at best, I would say they are persuasive authority, not high
I
authority.
don't think Ms. Better contest that.
No, of course
So,
So, quick question. He just bitched about them using a Middlesex case, which Middlesex would be a Massachusetts case for case law. But then he's saying, and these ones are outside of Massachusetts. I don't know how they would think that they were going to be able to use it. I'm sorry. Which one is it? Which one would you like? Sir, do you know? Let's do a mini mental. What are we doing? Do you know who the president is? Give me the last 5 presidents.
The second thing I would say is that they are both opinions in which the court declined to rule for the defense on the conflict of interest argument. In the first case, Dunlap, the decision of the Superior Court judge was affirmed by an equally divided court. The dissenting justices characterized the other side as the majority, but the opinion itself says that the appellate court was equally divided. So
Oh, I can't.
I'm
I
not
can't,
sure
guys.
if
I
he
love you
could
so
pick
much.
up
Nope. Fast
prosecutor's
forward.
name, defense
Still
office, the
going.
Church of Scientology.
Oh, there it is. The Church of
Um,
Church of Scientology.
And those issues are pretty well set and they have consistently been followed through. And there's another similarity between height and the current case.
Uh-huh.
I'll just read a sentence or two. The government contends that prosecutors cannot be disqualified when sued by a defendant, because defendants could then remove whichever prosecutor they please simply by suing him. Now, of course, the defendant
You love
isn't
me.
actually suing me here. He's simply seeking to profit from a witness.
I appreciate that.
But certainly a suit by the defendant would be a much more direct potential conflict. I have not gone so far as to represent to the court that I cannot be disqualified when sued by a defendant or by Ms. Gattani. I think in fairness, the court could look at it. But the federal court, the argument was that any suit complaining of an action taken in in a prosecutor's quasi-judicial capacity would be frivolous and non-disqualifying because he enjoys absolute immunity as a prosecutor.
Oh, he does.
Tied to a U.S. Supreme Court case.
Okay.
I believe
We're
if
going.
one reads through, you'll find that the court and Height pretty much bought that argument. And they go on.
Oh, I missed it.
No, I'll stop at that.
Oh, I'll stop.
Yes,
Thank you. We all care about Scientology.
We might as well start from the back with US v. Health, Your Honor, which is 668 Federal 2nd, 1238.
All right, guys. We've
Please
only got
consider-
another 10, 15 minutes of this, and at
Mr. Costello
1.5.
was very elite about Health and about Dunlop. Those were appellate arguments post-conviction.
Oh.
That is a huge distinction about a
Huge.
timely motion in advance, raising issues which could lead to a conflict. We all know that raising a conflict on appeal when you could have raised it
Appellate.
before is looked at in an entirely different way.
After
And the
conviction.
relevant language from Health that I would direct the court to is on page 1276, which states, given the need to promote the appearance of justice, a trial court on timely motion, to wit, like here, should disqualify a prosecutor from participating in a criminal action when he has a personal conflicting interest in a civil case. That's here.
The key words there are alleging bad faith. I'm not sure that there's an allegation from those other complaints of bad faith. There's an allegation violating the statute.
She
I'm
had
not sure where it talks about
she
bad
sued him for intentional infliction of emotional distress, coercion.
Negligent infliction, there's a difference.
She sued for intentional.
Negligent,
I respectfully, Your Honor, there are deliberate allegations of intentional misconduct in the complaint, but that's, the court can obviously go back and one of us,
We took traditional notice.
exactly, one of us is right.
This one is intention.
Dunlop is the same situation, Your Honor.
Wow. Wow. See, now this is where the judge loses me. And SB Sunrider says at this point, Cosgrove is mispronouncing Aidan's last name is pathetic. Like, Cosy, you watch all you call into Glara's show. You're always calling into Will's show. So, Turtle, I'd rather have you call him Turtle Dove than to say Kearney. Okay. It feels egregious, in my opinion. But when you're going to talk about negligent and intentional infliction of emotional distress, two high distinctions, right? That is, it happened because of our negligence. We know this. Or that there was intentional. And I would bet my bottom dollar that Mr. Betterow was right on that. But for the judge to push back, it feels like just to be a scudge,
It's post-conviction.
Like,
The
know it
other
all.
issue, and I want to go back to the beginning that Mr. Cosgrove started with. He illustrates the whole problem here. He's defending himself, and I have no opinion on the merits of Ms. Gaetani's claim. Okay, as a lawyer, I sympathize, but he started by telling you that this case is going to get dismissed, and all I did was turn over this. He is illustrating front and
Look at
center
Aidan's
his
face.
personal interest
Oh,
that
that's so
Gaetani is
terrible.
accusing him of things he didn't do, and the
Text him.
conflict, the personal interest, isn't the outcome. But he's justifying it and saying she's trying to do this, she's not credible. The point is this: the personal interest for Mr. Cosgrove is not whether he was wrongfully sued or whether it has any merit. His good name has been attacked. And like anyone else, he has an absolute right and a personal interest in defending himself. And again, the proper forum to do that is not while prosecuting a case in which his accuser is a witness, his co-defendant is a witness, and Ms. Gaetani is going to probably impeach, as soon as she's allowed to, their star witness, Ms. McCabe. When someone's integrity is attacked, they have a personal interest, especially someone as credentialed and respected as Mr. Cosgrove. We all understand that as lawyers and judges, but that doesn't mean you get to prosecute the case. That's for you to decide, obviously. And we're talking about an appearance. This looks terrible, which leads to my next point. Mr. Cosgrove went through all of these allegations in our papers about, Proctor had this, Tully's been sanctioned, Buchanan, is literally aligned with Jennifer McCabe, which we wrote about, supporting her. Buchanan was a witness in this case too, and part of the investigation. No, but the point is this: he is looking at this in a vacuum. The public must have confidence. Part of the analysis of a conflict of interest is the first sentence of the brief that he just cited from, is that the public must have confidence in the criminal justice system. And this latest conflict is a pile on conflict after conflict after conflict in this case. And if the cherry on the sundae.
Let me slow down, because we're conflating two different issues. I'll agree with you. There's all sorts of issues that have developed over the course of these interrelated prosecutions. Mr. Cosgrove's role, though, was a latecomer. It really had nothing to do with any of these other issues. So I can't sit and say, I impute all those other things to Mr. Cosgrove. And therefore, if you look at that mass of problems that have developed, he's out. Because the same logic would say the next person who sits in that seat, the same argument would apply.
Let me be very clear. I'm not accusing Mr.
I didn't think that you were.
Fair enough.
But my point is, all of those things are conditions which are already present in this prosecution.
They are.
So really the only thing that I'm dealing with is this one issue. Because the rest of
Mr.
those
Batterrow.
things-
Well, one of them, he had his other conflict, which he voluntarily sought.
But that came out of the same exact issue.
Yes, well, that's our point. We think it's the same conflict.
I agree. But what I'm trying to, the point I'm trying to draw in the distinction is, all of these other problems that arose out of the Reed prosecution, do you imagine substantial? That's really not for me to decide, right? They're all out there, all right? And they're all going to be there no matter what. So whoever sits in that chair right there is going to have all those
The
problems.
difference, the difference is that if it's not Mr. Cosgrove, the man or woman who is sitting in that chair is not being sued by Ms. Gaetani and co-defendants with DL Tully.
That's the only thing I think of myself.
Our point, respectfully, was that given the public's need for confidence, in this case, not the Kearney case, that's a whole other conversation for someone else on another day. But this case is filled with conflicts, and I don't think we can all just avert our eyes to and say, but none of that matters, but we're going to have a prosecutor now prosecute.
Okay, I just want to tell you guys, do you see this? You see that face on Aidan? I was picking that up. And I said, oh, Aidan looks scared. He looks scared right there. Nope, he just texted me, babes. He had to pee. He said, I was not scared at all, Kim. I've never had to pee more in my entire life. Noted. Noted, good sir. Woo! That is full bladder on display.
Examine his accuser and then say she's not credible. He also indicated, Your Honor, they're not even committing to calling Ms. Gaetani. I can't fathom how that might happen. They use careful language. They may call her. We're the defense. We don't have to do anything. We can take a nap throughout this trial. And there may be such a terrible joke of a case they present that we stand up and rest. So, of course, why would any credible, serious lawyer commit a year in advance? I'm calling this witness. We're alerting Mr. Cosgrove to what we think is this conflict in the court, and we may very well do that. The last point for this, he said there's no affidavit from Ms. Gaetani, or it's all just hearsay about, tampering with her phone. The best basis for that will be the posting online social media by a third party and longtime known critic of Mr. Kearney of messages which did not appear on an attraction report that we got from Tully of Gaetani's phone. And then we never got anything from Tully's phone. We got screenshots of what he claimed were messages. That's the basis for that. Thank you.
Fair enough. All right, so here's what we'll do. I'm going to send out
Mic
let me talk
drop.
about the excellent trial date. I gave you a very long date, longer than I wanted. Has it changed? Did we get this thing done earlier? Assuming it's alive. We're not moving the case back. The trial date's not going to go back.
Oh.
This is a 2023 case. It's 2026. It's not going backwards. If anything, it's going to move forward. So don't.
I know you'll relate to this, Judge. I have the usual slate of like fall murder cases.
I get it. This one's an old one. It's set. So I was trying to move forward, but you tell me that can't happen. That can't happen.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Understood. This court is willing to take this case much faster than the current schedule.
Appreciate that. We do have a few other pre-trial matters to discuss. Your Honor mentioned the motion to dismiss. Maybe we should schedule that.
What we're going to do is this. I'm going to take this under advisement. We're going to pick a date right now. And either we do a motion to dismiss that day or we're on for appearance of new counsel. Okay. One or the other. We're going to do. I'll get your decision before you. Now, I'm open to the idea that if I accept there's a conflict,
Yeah, it's me.
I can make that determination.
Love you. Appreciate
If I accept
it.
there's a conflict, I'm open to the idea that it's resolvable by having someone else step in and cross-examine. I think that solves all of the issues. So
I don't think so.
So everybody can get this thing moving and have this trial, which all parties seem to desire.
Just on that point, I appreciate you kind of reflecting your thought process. But even if counsel stays on the case but doesn't actually do the questioning, it still remains that there's a conflicted counsel on the case, and the jury ought to know of that interest.
Mr. Brett, you and I both know this happens with some frequency, and we work our way around it. All right, the jury's concentration in this case is on the events of the case. Now, Ms. McCabe's credibility, I expect.
I find that to be disingenuous. Lovies. Saying that this happens with some frequency is not true. Like, yes, of course you could have somebody come in to cross-examine someone else. But this case is so one of one, and it is so unique. And when you just look at the statute and what this has been, what the precedent has been for witness intimidation in the Commonwealth, and when this statute has been used, there is nothing that looks like Aidan or the circumstances surrounding it. I should pull that. Let me pull that. I'm gonna try to pull that for tomorrow, because I knew that there was another guy maybe in the last 10 years and it ended up getting dropped. But this is not typical, and the judge making it like diminishing the importance of fairness, and fairness to whom? The defendant. That's the number one priority of the court, not bias to the Commonwealth, because that was how Judge Kearney did it, in my opinion.
To be a robust cross-examination based on all the information that you've gathered. And if it's appropriate to bring in an extrinsic witness, and generally, as you're well aware, it's not. If it's appropriate to have an extrinsic witness on that issue, then we'll take that as we go. But Mr. Mathew raises a reasonably good point that there's been some recent cases talking about the police can't create their own exigency. And to some extent, the defendant has created his own exigency here, because in fact, the plaintiff in that case is suing because the contents of her phone were put on the internet. The defendant did that. So there is some, you got to be fair to both sides here and say this is something which only happened because of steps taken by the defendant.
Well, Judge, I don't want our lack of response to that to be perceived as an acknowledgement. I don't want to address that.
I'm basing it simply when I read her complaint. Not anything's been represented today.
Right, exactly. And so just a couple rewinds here, judges, that the government themselves, in Lieutenant Tully's own affidavit at the time of this, back in December of 23, swore in the affidavit that Mr. Kearney was a witness. And so I don't think the government can do a 180 and say, oh, she's not really a witness.
Well, she's a witness, but she was a witness at that point. They were trying to indict your client for some sort of conspiracy charge, which failed.
Right. But apparently still alive and under investigation.
Well, that's another matter. I told you, I had no authority to affect that. What I do know is that was no prosecution. Not no prosecution. No bill. Even worse. Okay. That was no bill. So I can't imagine a circumstance where I would allow evidence in about a no bill issue.
Oh.
Maybe be persuaded on that.
So what? And just to go to the lowest hanging fruit and why Mr. Kearney would be a witness, there's all sorts of screenshots and text messages. We need these things authenticated before we use them.
I'm not saying that can't happen.
There's all sorts of reasons.
I get that, but
no one's trying to trigger a recusal. There's a lot of good reasons why she's involved in this. The government's own affidavit.
I'm not discrediting what you're saying. What I'm saying to you is, I think there's a way around this. And I don't know that the closing argument is going to change that, because the closing argument is based on what's heard at the trial, and I'd add, in this court's view, in the proper practice, be confined strictly to the evidence that's presented before the court. So,
I appreciate your reflection, Judge. If I can just have one moment.
Very interesting. I love this comment. Sumo says, I think we may be understanding the role of McLaughlin in the Reed trial now. Right? Law McLaw, our purple people eater. Just saying. The blue boys are huddling.
Thank you very much. That's all we have. And just
Let's make a date.
are you late February, March? Okay, early March. What would you like?
Let's go later in March.
March 27th.
Is that Friday? Friday's generally best.
It is a Friday.
Do it on Friday.
All right. That's it.
I want to say one of the things that Your Honor, I am concerned that some protective orders that have been issued by the court have been subject to violations. I'm not prepared to address it today, but I want to put the defense and the court on notice that I do think there's a basis for that argument. And I will
Protective orders.
Well, raise it first with the other side. So if you're aware of your concerns.
Oh, of course.
It's not, so then the court will step in. Nobody benefits by undermining the protective orders. Look, again, the way this court looks at this is that this is an important First Amendment issue which should be decided by a jury of the defendant's peers to decide the rights of our society, whether or not this is journalistic activity or it's not journalistic activity. Let's try to focus on that, folks.
I absolutely agree with that.
Okay. All right. Anything else we do today?
See, I find that bullshit. I find that a cop-out, okay? And see, I don't like this whole, well, we have to. It has to go through the process of a jury of his peers. Why? How about our Commonwealth actually shoved this up his ass in a way that it never should have been? This isn't that Aidan committed a crime. If you look at anything, if you look at any other case that has used this statute, it is not similar in the way in which Aidan has been charged. Okay? So this is what I'm saying, lovies, is that I believe that a judge should not have to put this in front of a jury of his peers because the Commonwealth fucked up. You screwed the pooch. And yet he's looking at this as like the bigger picture. He's looking at this as like, well, let's just see. Let's see what the people say. It's the people's court. Let's the fucking call Judge Judy. No one should be calling Judge Judy. Dismiss it. Cut the shit. Enough. You've kept this man on a leash for as long as is really possible. You prevented him from sleeping well at night. You've prevented him from, going out and doing additional investigative journalism because there's a fear there. There is a fear of I must stay in line. This is not how our country should be operating. We believe above all our First Amendment rights. It is not stifled because it hurts your feelings. It is not stifled because you have a differing and dissenting opinion. We fight hardest for those whom speech we do not agree with. I do not agree with the Ku Klux Klan. I fight for their right to speak. So does the ACLU. Things I find offensive it still has a place. And no offense, but that's how we've gotten some of our best ideas, not from I'm saying from opposing, from dissenting opinion. And the further we have come, in my opinion, since social media and canceling and all of the things that have all of the things to us. Like, where is the common ground that we remember? Are you a good person? Okay. Do you think I'm a good person? Yeah, okay. Want to talk about it? Oh, you think differently than I do? Okay. I don't wish ill upon you. That's how we used to communicate. And now it's like it's further and further away from what is common with us and what what brings us together versus what tears us apart. Aidan's case should bring us all together, no matter if you hate what he says or not. You should care about his right to fucking say it and his right to ask tough questions in public spaces. He never went into a church. He never went into other protected areas. There was no trespassing, whatever. He didn't do anything. He was not asked to fucking leave. You have all the video of Aidan. He recorded it. No one was threatened. No one was promised anything. Saying tell the truth is not saying tell the truth I demand you to. That helps me. Tell the truth is tell the truth. And everyone gets up in court and raises their hand and puts their other on a Bible and says, I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Now, are you intimidating someone when they have to say that? How dare you? How dare you? Shut the fuck up. Come on. All right, babes, I'm going to stop sharing that. And Gigi's got my back. Said, Kimmy, listen to Baby Mine from Dumbo. Perspective, my love. It got me through everything just looking in my baby's eyes. I'll do that, Gigi. Thank you so much. And what else? Oh, I wanted to read a couple of pages, babes, just from the Sandra Birchmore case. And from Farwell, because this was a holy roller to me, if you ask me. I said, oh, what is happening? If this monster, I can't call him a man because he's not a man, okay? He is, I feel as though he is the worst. I barely think he's a human. If he gets off on a technicality because of the superseding procedure, the superseding charge, I'm gonna lose it. So is this it? Is it one, or do I want to read this one? Is it 2 and 3? Okay. I got it. I'm doing it. It's all happening. Share. Am I sharing? Hold on. Present. I'm sharing a screen. Ooh, is she? Yep, share it. Did I do it? Add it. Okay. Wowza, Kimberly. Can I make this burger? Okay. All right, lovies. This is the United States. No. It is. The United States District Court, District of Massachusetts, motion to dismiss for failure to state an offense and lack of specificity. Oh, wait, can I put me on? Oh, geez, Mary, Joseph. Hello? Okay. Oh, I said, shut the fuck up. Are you kidding me? What do you mean a lack of specificity? I'm sorry. You've been arrested. He has been in prison since quite literally July of 2024. And now you're going to tuck and roll through these doors and say that, oh, you didn't tell us? I'm going to read it to you. You're going to shit. But this is, again, Mathew Farwell, devil without a cause, who is accused of unaliving Sandra Birchmore in February of 2021. And he staged her death, in my opinion, to look like a self-checkout. And unfortunately, she was also 8 to 10 weeks pregnant with a baby boy. And so he was initially charged with killing a witness, a potential witness, a future witness, a witness of unknown origin. And then he got a superseding count of a fetus, of unaliving a fetus, of a baby, because he was a coward, and because he had groomed her since she was 15 years old in that Explorers program, and he had abused her. And he knew the night that his wife was at Newton Wellesley Hospital going to have her third child that he had nowhere to go now because Sandra wanted that baby. She was so excited. She had ordered things. She's a young girl. She's 23. Same age I was. And she knows that he's married. She knows all the things, but when you've been abused by somebody for that long, she believed that she loved him. And he should have really rotted in prison for the rest of his life, and she should be living with her son today. But he's a criminal no matter what happens, in my opinion. All right, so Mathew, I can't do this. Yes, Queen, can you see that? Tell me that's a big bitch. I love it. Thick 'em Saturday. Let's get that thick motion. All right. Motion to dismiss for failure to state an offense and lack of specificity. Mathew Farwell, through undersigned counsel, pursuant to the 5th and 6th Amendments of the United States Constitution and Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure 7, moves this court for an order dismissing the indictment. Bitch. As grounds, the superseding indictment fails to state a federal offense and lacks specificity by failing to provide a plain, concise, and definite written statement of the essential facts constituting the offenses charged. Specifically, the indictment fails to allege a fact essential to establishing federal jurisdiction, which we've said. We've said, where's the state? Why'd the feds jump in here? That there was a reasonable likelihood that any communication the defendant allegedly prevented would have been to a law enforcement officer or judge of the United States. Now, can I make this? How do I make it small? Small me. Nope, small me. Okay. Background. This case arises from the death of Sandra Birchmore in Canton, Massachusetts in February of 2021. The Massachusetts Office of Chief Medical Examiner conducted a full autopsy and later pronounced her cause of death to be asphyxia by hanging and ruled the manner of death a suicide, hanged oneself. In late August of 2024, more than 3.5 years after Ms. Birchmore's death, and after a Massachusetts State Police investigation resulted in no criminal charges, the federal government charged Mr. Farwell by the indictment with killing a witness victim in violation of 18 USC chapter Mr. Farwell was the first arraigned on August 28th, 2024. Oh shit, not July, August. I said July earlier. He's been in jail since August and pleaded not guilty to the one count indictment. More than a year later, in October of 25, go small. The government superseded with the indictment of charging killing a witness and victim in violation of 18 USC, and thereby causing the death of a child in utero in violation of 18 USC, Mr. Farwell was arraigned on the superseding indictment on November 21st of 2025 and pleaded not guilty. As explained below, the superseding indictment, like the original indictment in this case, is sparse, with a general allegations section containing some additional claims. Crucially, the superseding indictment fails to provide facts establishing federal jurisdiction and fails to provide the essential facts constituting an offense under 1512, which 1512 means why it's feds, right? Even when taken together with the discovery provided thus far, the charging document fails to provide the necessary details to enable Mr. Farwell's Mr. Farwell, to prepare his defense. Small. Big me. Okay. The superseding indictment alleges as to one count that on or about February 1st, 2021, in Canton in the District of Massachusetts, Mathew Farwell did kill Sandra Birchmore, a person known to the grand jury with malice aforethought, willfully, deliberately, maliciously, and with premeditation, and with intent to prevent the communication by any person to a law enforcement officer of information relating to the commission or possible commission of a federal offense, to wit, commission or possible commission of the federal offenses of deprivation of rights under color of law in violation of 18 U.S.C., coercion and enticement in violation of 18 U.S.C., and wire fraud in violation of 18 U.S.C. All of the violations in Title 18 of the United States Code, Section 1512, superseding indictment. As to count 2, the superseding indictment alleges that on or about February 1st in Canton, Massachusetts, Mr. Farwell did engage in conduct that violated and thereby caused the death of a child in utero at the small time the conduct took place. All in violation of Title 18, right? But here's where the buck stops. Missing from the superseding indictment and the information thus far disclosed are the necessary details regarding multiple elements of the offenses charged. Son of a bitch bastard. Let me go over to you. Sorry, babes. Listen to this. So this is a big doings. You know how we know that every time, like if we go back to Karen in her case, right? Specifically because we know the charges and we know the elements, and you know that you need to hit for second degree unaliving, we needed to have 6 elements, and it had to hit all, you had to have all of them in order for it to be a guilty. For manslaughter, there was 5 elements. What they are, don't remember off the top of my head, but I know damn right well there was a 5 spot. Now, and it had to be all of those, and then it equals a guilty, right? Now, are you fucking telling me? Now, I don't know shit about shit with federal, like the law and the supersedings and all the things. But if you didn't fucking put the elements, or you didn't put everything that you were alleging, and if this is a technicality that actually gets this man like off on these charges, I'm going to lose my shit. Also, where in God's green earth is the state? Why have we been screaming from the like rooftops? And Mizzy has been screaming. And my Suzanne Cleveland has been screaming. Where was the Commonwealth? Because, lovies, all of these text messages, these thousands of texts, they were found. They were found by the internal investigation of Stoughton. Do you hear me? We didn't need the feds. We never needed the feds. But the feds were the one that actually charged him. Why? Why? The Stoughton Police Department IA found, we have all the documents, babe. You can go back, where Sandra Birchmore is talking to Mathew Farwell about the date in which she lost her virginity. She remembered it. They were texting back and forth. He agrees. He confirms the date. There are thousands upon thousands of text messages that would make, I'm sure, us as mothers, our skin crawl. This man, again, used loosely, this monster deserves everything that comes to him. And you know, in all prisons, that they are not kind to people that hurt women or children. And he hurt both. So let's get him to a state prison versus a club fed. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, asshead. I hate him. Sorry, I'm delusional right now. Okay. Okay, so we needed missing from the superseding indictment and the information thus far disclosed are the necessary details regarding multiple elements of the offenses charged, including failing to provide the details regarding the acts constituting the alleged, quote, intent related to preventing communication to law enforcement and the reasonable likelihood that any communication prevented would have been to a federal law enforcement officer or a federal judge. It fails to identify the person whose communication the defendant sought to prevent. Assuming, arguendo, I might have not said that right. Sorry, babes. That individual is Ms. Birchmore or her friend described in paragraph 7 of the superseding indictment. The government puts forth no allegations of the person's cooperation with law enforcement, the, quote, commission or possible commission of federal offenses as described in the indictment, and any nexus between the communication prevented and an investigation into the commission or possible commission of the described federal offenses. That's a problem. The superseding indictment also fails to allege whatsoever that the putative communication would have been made to law enforcement officer, quote, of the United States as required by the statute. Also, like now you're just you're being frisky dingoes because who's she calling? Is she saying, hello, Scotland, I'd like to tell a Scottish officer. Of course she would tell someone in the United States. That is absurd to even not. But I wonder, because she wasn't able to, or if anybody knew, right? Because he was afraid that the walls were closing in, I believe. This is all my opinion, that the walls were closing in on Mathew. He knows it's like the jig is up, dude. She's keeping this baby. At the time, he believed it was his. And he knew what he had done. He knew everything that he had done to her. And when she was a child. And had anybody known or reported this, they knew not to go to Stoughton. I'm not going to tell Stoughton cops what happened. He works there. No one's going to believe me. We had already called. The friend had already called and said something out of pocket. And then he gets a warning. And then that's why he goes over to her house. Like there was so much happening there. But I wonder, is there a communication that there was ever communication with the feds or a federal officer and someone in relation to Sandra Birchmore? I just do wonder that. Okay. Next. Nope. Get small. Boom. Where's my argument? Okay. Argument. The Fifth Amendment to the Constitution requires that, quote, no person shall be held to or answer for capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury. U.S. Constitution amend the Fifth and Sixth Amendment further mandates that an accused person has the right to, quote, be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation. To satisfy these constitutional requirements, quote, the indictment should be specific enough to notify the defendant of the nature of the accusations against him and to apprise the court of the facts alleged. United States versus Brown case law. The allegations must be sufficient to allow the defendant to prepare a defense and plead double jeopardy in any future prosecution for the same offense. And this is where I checked out emotionally. If he is able to do this, and he is able to plead, then that means the feds can't come knocking again. And the feds can't charge him with this. So then it would be we're depending on the Commonwealth, or there is no justice for Sandra. That this is worst case scenario, lovies. Please don't think. But I'm very concerned when I'm looking at the bare bones of these fucking indictments. It should make you go, oh, my eyes twitching. Uh-oh. Because I don't know. I thought that the feds were able to be a little bit more skimpy. I go, oh, they got shit to do. I'm like, okay. I thought it was a little bit of a different threshold. I didn't recognize, because I always wondered, even the day he got arrested, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. I want to see, I can't wait to see all of these details, and then to see the pages and to see what they found in their evidence. And I said, oh, wow, give me that 44 pages or however fucking long it was. But the actual charges, I was like, oh, okay. I don't know how that's applicable. I think all of you said the same thing. Is this applicable? Okay, whatever. Like they say it's applicable. But I do have questions. And I'm Gumby, damn it, says, I don't think Stoughton wanted to touch it, plus him being law enforcement. Totally agree. All right, Lovey, I'm just going to put this here. That's true. Okay, well, look at, all right, my FBI ice cream tuck says, Kimmy, when the feds come, we rarely miss. Oh, you got soft serve on that truck. You're a fancy bitch. Really? You know what I could use? I could use Brigham's ice cream. Okay, oh god, either Big Dig back in the older days, or a Just Jimmy's with some Jimmy's. Shut the fuck up. Or I could do, if I was waiting for FBI ice cream truck right now, I would love a twist with Jimmy's. That's it. Okay, stop it. In what kind of cone? You know, don't even say it. You know it. Okay. Must be, we already said that, right? Yep. These constitutional requirements coalesce in Rule 7, which states the indictment or information must be a plain, concise, and definite written statement of the offense charged. Federal Crim P7. These requirements were, quote, designed not alone for the protection of the defendant, but for the benefit of the prosecution as well, by making it possible for courts called upon to pass on the validity of convictions under the statute to bring an enlightened judgment to that task. Oh, small. Big. For purposes of motions to dismiss, the court must look into the face of the indictment. Oh. And assume that the factual allegations made therein are true. Case law. Adherence to the language of the indictment is essential because the Fifth Amendment requires that criminal prosecutions be limited in scope. I just said scope. To the unique allegations of the indictment returned by the grand jury. An indictment is ripe for dismissal if the facts demonstrate that, quote, as a matter of law, the prosecution will not be able to prove each of the elements of the charged offense. I love that. Ding, ding, ding went the trolley. Clang, clang, clang went the bell. Babes, what did I, ding, ding, clang, clang, trolley. What did I do? I'm thinking about Aidan. Have we met? Hold, please. I've got to write this down. Indictment. Elements. TB. All right. I'm gonna be working tonight. I'm gonna be on a mission because that is something. I don't know why I think that, but when the grand jury was presented whatever, I want to know exactly what they saw because that's huge information, right? That if we have to look at this, an indictment is ripe for dismissal If the facts demonstrate that, as a matter of law, the prosecution will not be able to prove each of the elements of the charged offense. I feel, and this is, let me tell you who this is, son of a bitch. This is the United States versus Sadu or Sidu. D Mass 2020. It's a newer law too. I mean, a newer case law, so I'm interested. All right, small. The court should dismiss count 1 because the superseding indictment fails to state an offense, which is crazy. Oh, Christ. Now I need to get to the next page. Hold, please. Is this it? Is this it? No? Is this it? Hello? It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. Do we have more? May I have more pages, please? Cancel. Okay, maybe I can't, guys. Sorry about that. No, it's only these 4. Okay. Well, all right, I'm stop sharing. It's a lot. Well, I'll find the other pages, but that was all what it was talking about, was everything for our 5th and 6th Amendment, and it's important. I am very, very interested. I think about Sandra Birchmore a lot, babes. Do you? I think about Officer John O'Keefe a lot. And the other night I was doing a stream, and it wasn't an appropriate stream. I didn't feel like for me to mention January 29th, 2022. Because sometimes when you are online, there's a right place and a right time. It's read the room, bitch, you know? And I was I can't be talking about something that is not not heavy enough, or that's not, I don't know, it just felt disrespectful to me. And I think people thought I was disrespectful because I didn't say anything on the day of Officer John O'Keefe's death. But I did on Twitter. And I had posted right on the day Karen was acquitted. I had a lot of feelings. We remember, we felt a lot of feelings together that day. And it was so much feelings of relief and joy for Karen, that she would be able to finally rest, because I knew how tired she was and how much she had fought. And I only wished for peace for Mr. O'Keefe. Not Mr. Reed, Mr. O'Keefe too, but for Mr. Reed, Mrs. Reed, for Nathan, for Kelly, for Karen. I just wanted them to finally exhale, right? And at the same time, my heart absolutely broke for the O'Keefe family and for John's niece and nephew, who have endured more loss in their young lives than any human should ever have to bear. And to Peggy O'Keefe and to John Sr., who have lost 2 of their 3 children. You've buried 2 of your 3 children and your son-in-law. Stop it. It's too much. So my heart was heavy. I had really conflicting feelings that day. But we said a prayer together, me and you, and it was to Saint Michael, the patron saint of police officers. And my dad is Michael, and he's my dad's a retired police officer too. So let's not cry, but we're gonna be fine. It's a police officer's prayer, and it said, "Dear Lord, be with me when I am on duty this day and every day. Let me be kindly to the old, and to the young be strong, but let me triumph over those whose acts are cruel and wrong. Lord, when my own last summons comes and I stand in your court, may my rest with you be long and my punishment be short." Amen. And there's just a lot, there's a lot, lovies, that I think we remember and we carry, and that we remember why we like to raise our voices for others who can't raise their voices for themselves anymore. Right? And it means something. And I know it does to you because it does to me. So for Officer John O'Keefe, I'll say my prayers again tonight, as I do all the time for him and for his family. I think that matters, and I think it means something to them, even if they're angry. And some people will say, "Kim, you should never pray for them. They don't want your prayers." Well, I'm sorry. You can't tell me whom I cannot pray for. And I will always hope for justice for Officer John O'Keefe. All right, babes, before I have kept you too long, let us do some super chats. We have Venus Crush Baby says it's 35 and it feels like 26 in Panama City, Florida. You're frozen to death, baby. You got a wind chill. You got an advisory on. Thank you for always being you. Welcome to your 40s. I'm more me at 43. You're a gem. My queen. Get it. Look at your cat. I'm obsessed. Beautiful, special, talented, hitting her prime, if you will. I love that. Thank you for being here, babes. And Meatball Morrissey Sketty Stain said, "You don't owe, a damn thing to one single person but yourself. We all love you, and I love you." Guys, Meatball Morrissey Sketty Stain, right before I came on today. Stop it. I'm like blacked out. Okay, here it is. Who is she? Sends me this because she's everything. So for the fucking 5 for our weekend in March 13th to 15th, 2025. If anybody's interested, lovies, we're pulling our fucking 5 on February 8th. That's next Sunday. Not this Sunday. Tomorrow is February 1st, but the 8th, right after Sunday service. And then you'll have till like Friday, March 13th. So I wanted you guys to at least have a month to get everything together. It's $40 to get in for an entry, but don't say entry, just say fucking 5 on Cash App, Lovey, because I'm still criminally an enterprise on Venmo, allegedly. But we'll get there eventually. So we have we have gift baskets. This is going to be the best. We have shirts that say fucking 5. Are we sidebarring and barring? Will we be in Snuggies? Will we be watching The First Wives Club? Yeah, I have things on the list. Okay. Sorry. But look what Sketty State Meatball Morrissey sends to me today. I'm sorry. Do we have fucking 5 wine? No. Nurse Kim's fucking 5 weekend at Meatballs? You shut it. You shut your face when you're talking to me. I go, I go, you didn't do that. She was like, I did it. She goes, very busy Saturday. Because that's my girl. It's my girl. That's what we do. We lift each other up. I love you, Meatball Morrissey, Sketty Stain. Thank you, babe. Thanks for sticking by me. And for the ones that didn't, that's okay. Because people, I get it, come and go. And I just want the people who, like, really are with you, not just there for you. If you make a mistake, you're dead. If you do something they don't like, you've never done anything right. Because I don't live like that. And Noelle, thank you so much, Lovey. Said, sending love, hug, and strengths from Ireland. We've got you, Kim. Thanks, babe. I appreciate you. And oh, it's Kristen. You find out who your friends are really quick. Yeah. Uh-huh. Gotta tell you, lovies, this hasn't been a great week on a lot of fronts. And I'm feeling a lot of, yeah. I'm confused about things with certain people. But that's okay. The Goodmans, thank you so much. You're amazing. Thank you for gifting a Nurse Kim membership. And thank you for Cindy X gifting 5 non-consensual Nurse Kim memberships. Stop it. Thank you, Lovey. I appreciate that. B40, fancy and free. Terrier. 40, footloose, fancy free. I don't know. Is that what we're doing? Probably not. Lindsay Austin, sending all the love. You don't owe anyone any sort of explanation. Oh, geez. And F anyone who makes you feel otherwise. Thank you, babe. And the virtual juror said, oh, girl, you have nothing to apologize for. Divorce is hard. Been there, done that. What you share is up to you, no one else. You're beautiful inside and out. You're not alone. And you feel the feels. Oh, yeah, babe. Like, this is just, yeah. Like, I don't know. Get a life with, like, I should not have like any more tears to cry. Like, because, you know, if you know me, you know me. Like, if you know, you know. But, like, you know, have you not cried in a bathroom for enough? You've been crying in bathrooms for years. We just go and cry silently. And you just like don't need anyone else to see that. So could you cut it out? Like, I have empathy for other people. Like, I could cry when I'm like moved about something, but like this is new. This is new. Shut up. You know, like, ew, do that in your pillow, you weirdo. Thank you so much. And to Gigi's got your back. I knew something was off. I just did not understand the other day. I got divorced, not unalive, 2 husbands, and 3rd time's a charm for me. I'm sorry I did not understand. I will have your back always. Thank you, Gigi. I appreciate you. And we all can have each other's backs, you know? Love Boston said, someone once said, if you're going through hell, keep going. This too shall pass. I love to you. Hang in there. Thank you so much, babe. Oh, I should have done these in real time, guys. Mandy K756 has become a consensual YouTube member at Nurse Kim's house. Thank you so much. And to Kathleen R, I'm 64 years old. Advice: 1, don't listen to anything but your gut. And 2, don't do drugs. Manage those 2 things and you'll be okay in due time. Thank you. That wasn't really on my list of things to do, but I definitely will try not to listen to anyone. The drugs were that's good. That wasn't on my plan, on my bucket list, but listening to your gut and not listening to anyone else, I will absolutely, I'm going to not do both of them. I'm going to not do drugs and I'm going to only listen to my gut. Thank you. And Diana 91418, thank you for becoming a new member at my house. Welcome. Welcome. She doesn't usually act like no, she is unwell most days. Ray's mom has become a YouTube member consensually at Nurse Kim's house too. Thank you so much. I'm happy to have you here. Casey says, it is a loss. Grief isn't linear. Give yourself grace and realize words and acceptance will come eventually. Yeah. It's grief. Like, yeah. Thanks, babe. Kelly says, I'm 54 and I still have no idea what I'm doing. We're just raw dogging life the best we can. Thank you, Cal. I needed a chuckle. I'm out here raw dogging life, okay? No drugs. I don't drink coffee. Come on. Like, I mean, tea's wonderful and all, but like, I think I need an exorcism. Like, babe, there's not enough sage. I was thinking about shit. I was like, I'm gonna put cinnamon at the door. I'm gonna do all the things, and I've been given fucking dimes to trees for at least 3 months now. They have $14, and I'm like, can shifting, something shift. I'm shedding, but I feel so unsteady. And oh God. If you're like the rock for everyone, and you always have been, when you lose your footing, it's like, and it's not losing my footing. I just feel like it. I'm still doing everything, but I'm unsure. So that's what it feels. But I'm going to raw dog it. I think I need a hot dog. I think I'm hungry. Hoo, 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 hoo. Hey, it's me, 2017. Thank you so much. Levy says, hey, it's not easy. It's a loss, but stages of grief are real. I feel it all. You will find you're happy. I've been divorced for 8 years now, and I'm a completely different person in myself. You will find your new happy. I promise. Thank you, Lovey. I know. And like, there's so many of you, and like lean into even the navigation of it, because I think that we could all kind of relate to each other in some way. Oh, and my analytical Blarney Stone. Hi, analytical Blarney Stone. Thank you. You're the best. Thank you for being here. And I'm sorry that I never say your name right. And Gigi's got your back. Think of your babies. I know that after divorce, I realized I had zero idea who I was. Yeah, babe. Huge. It was a process, and you will just be fine. You have all of us. I was a mom and a wife. I did not know me. Well, Gigi's got your back. That is the most relatable and true thing ever. And like, I do feel like almost like I had lost so much, because I'm a nurse and I'm a mom and I'm a, like those were my identities, and that I'm seeing her come back, and she, oh God. She's worth fighting for. Like all of it, like you guys are too, for all of yourselves. Fine, remember. Oh God, get out, get a life. Okay, I'm done. Yeah, that's all. I need a hood. I'm putting a hood on. Hold, please. Okay. 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 Hood's up. Okay. Emotional support hood. Thank you, love. And to my Larry Legend, okay, he said, nobody knows what the hell they're doing. At the end of every day, look at yourself in the mirror. And if you're comfortable in the reflection of your day, your actions, behaviors, and decisions, you're doing fine. If not, change it for tomorrow. Easy. I'm sorry. La, cheers. Have a Diet Coke with me. You're on a great list. You've been a part of the great list in my mind. Thank you for always helping me slay dragons and trolls on X. Like, that's how we became friends. And then we did Wicked Pisses because the Auntie Karen Reeds would always put up the video of me peeing in the garage. It's been a journey. Whoa. Thank you, La. Oh, gosh. And thank you, Peachy Puffy Pants says, Kim, we love you so much and it's okay. Thank you. So I appreciate you, babe. And Joe Green from Dallas says, Kimmy, I swear we're living the same life. 19 years together and divorcing now. I want to come to your girls' weekend so badly. Joe Green, come with us. Come on. Are you in Dallas? Are you local? Can you come? Oh, babe. First Wives Club. You like it? Send me an email. We'll talk. Even if you can't come, just send me an email and I'm gonna open it. But you got to put it at high priority because I'm an asshole. And I don't mean to be. It's just like I got things going on, babes. Legal nurse Kim. Real? No, just kidding. Who is she? legalnursekim@gmail.com. And I got you back. And the girls got you back too. And thank you so much, Catherine, for gifting 5 non-consensual Nurse Kim memberships like we are at the Centerfolds in Worcester. All right. Take your emotional support hood off. You're okay. Weirdo. Sarah B. Creative. We love you. You are so strong. I love you. You are so strong. Thank you, babe. And Sleepless Sleuth said, thank you, NK, for fixing this. I don't know if I fixed anything. I'm still trying to fix things, but thank you for saying that. And Terry has become a YouTube member. Thank you so much, Terry, for hanging out with me. And our Hibiscus Lime says, go buy some cans of Diet Coke, some Haribo gummies, and you are the prettiest and so loved. Thank you for all you do, Nurse Kim. Hey, excuse me. Hibiscus Lime. That's my dream. Okay. Some people are looking, they're looking for love in all the wrong places. I found it. Okay. In a hopeless place. Diet Coke and Haribos. Okay. And I'm going to watch Bridgerton. Thank you, babe. And Gigi's got your back. Said, Kimmy, the girls will be better than okay. They sense when you are sad and not happy. You are amazing. Thank you, Gigi. That's so on point. And they're like so old, like 15 and 16 now, you know? And they're like, Ma, we got you. Like I'm more concerned about, like, I don't want to let them down. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe, like, you're going to have shame because of, like, this was shameful somehow, right? And they were like, Ma, you and Dad were like the last 2. And there's like one other of a couple. And they were like, everyone else has been divorced forever since like kindergarten, first grade, or they live with their grandparents. And I'm like, oh my God, do I think it's the 1950s? Like, that's weird. Like, I was like, why? I for real believed that I was like, oh, all the children will judge my children. And they were like, oh, okay, sister. I was like, oh. Susie says, you were talking to a lot of us, Kim. I have 3 little boys and it's hard. This too shall pass. Listen to me, you beautiful angel. 3 little boys. They're so lucky. Look at you. One step at a time. Good days, bad days. Is this a bad day? Yes, but no, right? Like, yeah, I look insane. I absolutely am unhinged. But every once in a while, you have to let it out. Like, okay, and if I look like an asshole on the world, like I know, shut up and stop. But at the same time, it's okay to be vulnerable. And I don't have to always think that it's just me, that I have to just keep going and just, put your head down and go, go, go. And then you could talk about it after. Like some people would love to be there with you while you're in the storm, not after it's passed. And I hope that if you need us in the storm, that like we could be there. And thank you to the Goodmans again for a beautiful Nurse Kim membership. And we'll dole them out one at a time. And I was also thinking, remember when we were talking about starting like a knitting club at the Centerfolds in Worcester? Is that still on the table? Can we go there on Wednesdays? Just for like to hang out? Thank you so much, Wisconsinite, for becoming a YouTube member. And also to Dana B. Thank you for becoming a member at my house. I'm usually better than this. We got your back. It says, thank you so much for the super chat sticker, whatever. I can't read. He needed an effing jury to decide if it's a First Amendment issue. He needed an effing jury to decide if it's a First Amendment issue. Did he? I feel like the judge should be able to decide, but maybe I'm wrong. You could be right on that. Burn Bright Karen said, did you see that public apology was posted for you? What are we talking about, babe? I'm sorry. A public apology. Are we talking about Cyber Chick? Because yes, I wrote to her on her stream. I did. I hope that can be the end of it, like for all of us, like that we don't maybe have to discuss it anymore. Unless we like want to, but I'd really prefer it to be at my house versus other houses, just because I can't really clarify anything if it's not said correctly or what I haven't talked about publicly. But if that's it, yes, I did. And she said, thank you for giving me grace on this. And I said, no problem. Mom 5 times has become a YouTube member. Thank you so much, babe. And Cassie Baby says, getting some snow flurries here in Jacksonville, Florida. Shut it. Exciting, but freezing. The judge made me so mad. Anyway, love your face. Free frickin' Turtle Boy. That's what it's about. Let's get back. Free Aidan. We still got turtles to free, not freeze. We've got turtles to free. Cassie, will there be dying iguanas or like what happens with the lizards when they fall out of the tree? Have you seen a lizard fall from a tree today? Put ones in the chat if you've seen a lizard fall. All right. And 2 if you haven't. That's wild. But yes, and I hope that Aidan doesn't have to go to trial. I know he would. I know he'll do it. But I am dead set on doing this like research now for the indictment of the elements of the United States versus the CDUs, and like to see, because I feel like, how did they have all elements met? And what the fuck is the length of a duration, lovies, of the witness intimidation? How long because the judge was like, it doesn't last forever. Well, then how long is it? Tell me. And Marsha Animal Lover, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member. You're so beautiful. And saying to our granny 3115, thank you. JC, the music man, says, as a divorced father of 4, my second thought after seeing love and support is she's back on the market. You're a smart and sassy woman with life experience. Stay strong, lovey. Well, Mr. Music Man, if you're trying to be my 9th fan here, okay, I got eyes. I got eyes for a specific a specific individual who just makes my heart happy. But I appreciate that a lot. And he's probably one of my 7 male followers. Longfellow Gibson says, Queen Lovey, wipe your tears, take a swig of Diet Coke, straighten your crown, and tell Pat Ford to run me my sack so I can rig my fucking 5-trip spot. Tell him, where is he? Pat Ford, where are you? Call his name 3 times. He appears like Beetlejuice. Pat Ford, Pat Ford, Pat Ford, bring her your sack. Oh. He also has Haribo gummies. I know that for sure. Jennifer Driscoll, 1980, has become a YouTube member. And so, no, I lied. Karma Harma says Cosgrove is a crook. Cosgrove is crooked. He might have scoliosis. I'm not joking. You ever see him when he's, there is times I'm like, is he tipping? Is he tipping over right now? That is a sign of the scoliosis. Ocean Beach Have says, look up hot bench. Oh, that feels like that could go many a ways, our Beach Have. 2, judge tells Mr. B he has to make LG relevant to 3 dates Jen claims intimidated. Do that and submit motion. All right. 3 dates Jen claims intimidated. Hot bench. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, babe. And to Mima Gwen, thank you so much. Says, I hope you feel the hug I'm giving to you. I do. I feel so much like a little bit of a weight off my shoulders because I don't like to keep it all in, but I also don't like to let it out because that's annoying of me. But I feel very I appreciate your kindness and love. And then, yep, HB Sunrider said that they're just pronouncing Aidan's name wrong at this point to be a dick. Kimmy, yes, I'm going to list. Oh, baby mine. I just got to write that down for the Dumbo. Oh, I know. Thank you, babe. And Holly Johnson is happy she caught me live. She's been a member at my house for 7 months. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Kel Reed has been a member for 5 months. Love you, Kel. Thank you for being you. And thank you for reaching out and being lovely too. Pharmacist Lisa has become a new member at my house. And Misty says, oh, Misty, you're the best. You've been so good. I love you. You're such a loyal chat rat. She says, I love you, Kimmy. Happy to see your sweet face here. I'll always be here, babes. I know you will. And like, you are so right. She had written like, let people come and go, but the real ones aren't going anywhere, Kim. And, that's the only people I love to see and be with. My best friends from out of town, I know exactly who you are. And I appreciate you the most, more than I could actually say to you. Burn Bright Karen says, I had a crappy week as well. I lost my job and I'm 61. Oh, Burn Bright Karen, what can I do? Was it laid off? I'm so sorry. Oh, babes, I'll send all my prayers. And what do you do? Tell us what you do. Maybe we could do like a networking. That's the worst. Oh, and BC1226, thank you so much, babe. Says it does get better, Kimmy. I know. It's already better. Listen, it's already better. If you think about like, it's just like unpacking it all. Right? And your new, the newness of something that I just haven't had. And Music to My Soul says Taylor Swift's canceled seems appropriate. At least you know exactly who your friends are. They're the ones with matching scars. Sending love. Thank you, Music to My Soul. And our regular RN says 1 foot in front of the other. You got this. Oh, thanks, babes. God, guys, stop. And Tara Lindquist says, Kim, We love you and wish you the best. Been listening to you since TikTok. Always made me smile and laugh in the hardest times. You are a strong woman and you got this. Thank you so much. I love you very much. Cassie Baby says, please know it's okay to not be okay. You are beautiful inside and out. And please know you are enough. And when I'm saying that, when you guys say that to me, I'm saying it back to you. You are enough. Like, you are loved and you are enough. Everything that is applicable to me is applicable right back to you. And my heart's truth said, you are where you're supposed to be. Trust and believe, and put your moon water out tonight. I'm going to do, what the fuck? What's moon water? I don't have water from the moon. Or I just put the water out and it talks to the moon. I'll do that. Can it be, what kind of water? Does it have to be ion water? Poland Springs? Okay. And Laura Marie says, I was in your shoes. Life goes on and it gets better. Time to find what makes you the happiest, and take care of you. The best is yet to come. Laura Marie 603, you are a gorgeous queen. Okay. You are winning. I love your cup. I love your hair. I love your face. I love everything about you. I need a minute. You know? And I think it is going to get good. I feel like this is going to be, it's good. It's good. It's just change, and it's hard, and it sucks. And it's draining, and I'm exhausted. I'm overwhelmed and I'm exhausted every day. Can I say that? Oh, a case of Diet. Oh, Jersey girl. Thank you so much. A case of Diet Coke. We love you, Nurse Kim. You are beautiful. You are beautiful. Thank you so much, babe. Call Melanie. She will be your sister. Love you so big, Kim, every day, from the Harvey Cat. Melanie and I've reached out to her, and she reached out to me first, and she said, I'm here if you need me. And that meant an awful lot. So yeah, but she will always, if I need her, I just said, I'm good. And she's like, I know you are, but it's good to have her there too. And Chloe Bit, you must have quit, says you deserve to be happy. You deserve to feel loved. If it's not setting the best example for your girls, then I don't know what is. We love you and we support you always. And I love and support you as well. And Kay, I was unable to chat for months. It's fixed. I did that because I found it. You know where it was? Where the wrenches live. You have to go in that way. And then I unblocked all the blocked people. And then I regretted that immediately because they were blocked for a reason. But not you, Sleepless Sleuth. I'm happy to have you. And to Landon's Nana, thank you so much for becoming a member at my house. And Common Sense Investigator has been, oh my Lauren, I'm so sorry about the weekend. I'm so sorry. I promise it gets so much better. Love you. I know, babe. Oh gosh, between travel, between all of it's been a week. I owe you. I know I owe you, and I love you, and I'm going to do whatever you need me to do. And to Lieutenant Pez dispensefully says, oh, sweetheart, I understand the grief and shame. A friend walked me around the evil every night for 4 months. I cried on the subway, phone, paying bills, and at work, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me. We're here for you. Look at the strong women. Just so, you guys are incredible. Full Motions and CPA says fully support any time of emotional support hoodie. The girls ate strong and want their parents happy. You're not letting them down. Zero shame. Fid says we got your back. God will get you through all of this. All of us lovies will be here for you and each other. Love you, beautiful Nurse Kim. See, that is it. Look at you. And God does. I have prayed more to God and my grandmother. Just asking to help me with my faith in myself. They help me. And I want you to feel that. And we'll all get through it. Go, girls. I want to, listen to me. By the summer, we're going to be literally with electric guitars. I want us in white button-up shirts singing, "Man, I Feel Like a Woman." Okay. I want to recreate a video. I want to do a music video to "Man, I Feel Like a Woman." Let's go, girls. That's what we're going to, can't tell us shit. Just get through it. It's winter. It's seasonal affective. It's seasonal divorce. It's seasonal all the things. KY Heather says, I think we're on the same key cycle. Yeah. You think, babe? Thanks for sharing. I know, but it's so gross. I'm sorry. I love you, KY Heather. You know this. You know I do. Can we just go and eat some chocolate and just go fucking find moon water? Cassie baby. Yep. Southern Florida has iguanas raining. They're not dead though. They're just too cold to move, but it's a real thing. I knew it. I want to say a little shock therapy for our iguanas in Florida tonight. Okay. Just drop an ass out of a tree in a frozen hibernation state and then waking up when the freeze has passed. I think that's close to the resurrection. And I don't mean that sacrilegiously, but if you think about it, you know how chipmunks hibernate? And it's well, wait a minute. You just ate a shit ton of food. You fell asleep for 3 months and then you wake up, but you're alive and your breathing goes real slow. And your circadian rhythm is just I'm just going to sleep 24 hours a day. I used to think when I was a small child that they died and that they actually did come back to life. That's inaccurate. They're only hibernating. I don't know how I got there, but love you. Mary Malarkey, first of her name. We're here. We'll get through it with you. And yes, Bridgerton, please. Thank you, Mary Malarkey, my mother of me and petty paralegal, the first. The other Mary B, Nurse Kim's Angel Tears. Heal the sick. You're an inspiration, and we love you so much. If you're feeling down, tune into Ray. He'll sing to you. Oh, Ray. Is he live? I'll get off and I'll go over to his house. Central Susie, thank you so much again, babe. Says Central Florida feels like we're in the midst of a hurricane with the crazy wind. You're in a bomb cyclone, babe. You're bombogenesising. Okay, other story. Who's your favorite meteorologist? Who's your favorite girl meteorologist? If you're from anywhere. But for me, it's Cindy Fitzgibbon. You can't tell me shit. Cindy Fitzgibbon used to be on Channel 5. Fox 20 on Fox, right? Fox 25. Then she went to Channel 5. Okay, I'm sorry. I love Sherry Spears. She's an angel. She's a baby. She's a queen. But she is not Cindy Fitzgibbon. That woman is an angel. She should be sainted. I tell you that to tell you this. I know she knows everything. All the boys get to be like the head chief meteorologist, but put Cindy for chief, Cindy for president of the United States of America. I'd vote. I love her. Sorry. And the crazy wind, where she'll talk to you about the bombogenesis or the cycloning or whatever's happening right now. And out of work hairdresser, thank you so much, babe. Said this is your non-consensual grandmother from the Wilbur. Oh, I remember you. Look at you, you diva. I remember you. I have a picture with you. You're so beautiful. Never apologize for sharing your fabulous, authentic self with us. We're honored to be on the path with you. Thank you very much. That means a lot to me. And thank you to Canadian Wallflower 85 for becoming a new member at my house. And to Kathy, Just Breathe, has been a member for 2 months and said, strong women are the best moms. And to Lauren Marie 603, take all the minutes, babe. I know. And to Ray Raising Cane, thank you for becoming a new member. And to the old lady, seriously, Kim, the old red line, you are smart and pretty. You are smart and pretty. And Jen Fox, welcome. We love you. You are enough. Thank you, Jen. And to my new member, our little tigress has become a new member. And to Angela Costello says, my husband passed and I was left to raise 3 kids alone. And now I'm an empty nester and I'm not sure what to do with myself. But 2026, I'm learning me. Love you, Nurse Kim. You got this. Look at you, you strong queen. Like, seriously, Angel, you did that. And now that you raise the kids and they are out of the house, now you do you. And what brings that spark in you? And you'll find it. We'll find it. We'll find it together. We should do let's do like Nurse Kim tries, right? Let's do like Nurse Kim tries. I don't know, fucking Zumba or not, whatever. But like we could do like, I don't even know. Nurse Kim tries and we'll just like go. We'll just go. Fuck it. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's try it. Who cares if we don't like it? We don't do it again. Nurse Kim tries pottery, piano classes. Fuck it. Frigate. Sorry. Whatever. Let's try shit. It's 2026. Let's pick something that we do like every other week. We're going to give it one whirl. Nurse Kim tries karate. Can you picture me in a fucking jujitsu class or some shit? Well, no, that's a different thing. In a karate class, me and 6-year-olds. And I'm just like, wow. Like, and they teach me something. I can be a white belt for once. We can try it. We'll find it together. And to Fids, I'm trying to be strong for you, and I can't stop crying. I have a tat that says, let's go, girls. Oh, love you, mama. Listen, want to do karate? Let's do a let's go, girls. We're going to listen, we're Shania Twain. Are you kidding me? She loves us. I know she does. She's from Canada. I'll tell you what. That's what we're going to do. Summer, June 2026. We're reenacting the video of Let's Go Girls, Man, I Feel Like a Woman, Shania Twain, me, and as many lovies as humanly would like to be there. That'll be like our making of the band. No, making the video. We're millennials, bitch. We can do it all. I love you. Thank you, babe. And Cassie Baby says, I have the tat that, I also have a tat that just says, just keep swimming as my reminder. I need to be reminded frequently. And that's where we're going. Where are we going? 44 Wallaby Way, Sydney. I love that. I love all of you. You are the best. I'm going to try felting knitting, even if it's with a loom. Yes, let's do it. I'll try it. Let's give it a whirl, lovies. Can't hurt. 2026. We're all finding. We're coming back. The comeback. Fight for her. Fight for yourself. She needs you. Okay. I love you. I love your faces. I'm going to see you in the morning, 8:00. Mr. Betterow will be here for Sunday service. We'll have a really good one. Deep breath in. 2, 3. Out. 2, 3. Sorry. It was a lot. Just a lot of feelings, and thank you for being here with me. And you truly are my best friends from out of town. I love your faces. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
All right. Great job on the news.
Thank you.
We will, Courtney and I will share what happened when we went to dinner last night, Sunday dinner coming up. And as I